success due to the support of the Forest Acres City Council, our local businesses, Richland County, and our local sponsors. Without the continued support, the City of Forest Acres and the newly formed relationship with Richland County, this event would not take place during spring break here on our AC Flora campus. This is the 20th annual Classic, and we are proud to partner with such great people who not only believe in young men, but the great game of baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to introduce our first sponsor, Coach Dorsey from the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. Chris is a proud business owner and an even prouder leader in our community. Many of you know him as Coach Dorsey, the driving force behind the 2024 state champion Richland Coast 215 American Legion baseball program. Under his leadership, the Legion program has blossomed, offering free competitive baseball to over 100 kids who proudly play for their community with their community. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming Coach Dorsey. Up next, Councilman Don Weaver, who represents District 6 for Richland County. Don took the lead on getting us funding from Richland County in 2024 to secure hotel rooms for our out-of-town guests and has stepped up to become a primary sponsor for our 20th annual event. Thank you, Councilman Weaver, for all you do for Richland County and the support of the Classic. We look forward to partnering with you and Richland County for years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Councilman Don Weaver. Our next sponsor, Modern Turf. Owner Mark Granger, Modern Turf is represented tonight by Zach Cook, Scott Dooley, Walker Branham, Chris Stout, and others. Modern Turf and Mark Granger have been a partner with AC Flora Baseball for over a decade and loyal sponsor to the Classic for over 7 years. Their hard work and attention to detail makes Modern Turf the #1 sports turf company in South Carolina and provides the Classic with an incredible playing surface each year. The prep work Modern Turf does after every game allows our athletes at the Classic to play on a pristine playing surface for every game. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming Chris Stout, a.k.a. Bucket. Our longest running primary sponsor for the 2025 Classic is the City of Forest Acres. Representing the city are Stephen Oliver, David Black, Haskell Kibler, and Ryan Newton. AC Flora and the City of Forest Acres came together and created our tournament back in 2005, which is how we are celebrating 20 years of excellence. Their impact has reached over 3,300 high school players and coaches who have come through this field during their high school careers and visited our city in connection with this event. We wouldn't be here tonight without their continued support and unwavering belief in high school athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming Stephen Oliver, David Black, Haskell Kibler, and Ryan Newton. To all our sponsors from AC Flora Baseball and the Forest Acres Classic board members, thank you for being such a positive influence on young men and our 20th annual event. Okay, gentlemen, let it fly.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome in to the 20th anniversary of our Forest Acres Classic. Would be our 20th annual Forest Acres Classic. Unfortunately, COVID-19 does exist, but we're gonna move past that. It's the 20th Forest Acres Classic right here on Definite Fiction. Tonight, it's the nightcap now. AC Flora playing host to the Skyhawks of Hammond. Of course, AC Flora coming in and fuego, if you will, 9-4-1. Hammond coming in, or excuse me, AC Flora's not 9-4-1. We're 12-4-1, right, Jeff?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 12-4-1. Excuse me. I don't know. I just did one of the thing that's most readily available to me did not get updated, but it has the right stuff. 12-4-1. Hammond at 11-5. Falcons playing the Skyhawks for the first time in 2 years as they welcome them in to Falcon Field. After the Skyhawks took a year off from the Classic last year, they are back ready in full force, looking to make a deep run. Of course, AC Flora trying to get back to winning it the first time, or the last time we've won the Classic since 2018. So, trying to get back there to potentially play, will it be either Miller or potentially Lexington on a championship Thursday.
Yeah, Alex, I'm surprised you can speak coherently right now.
It's been a long day, but I feel like I caught my
Thursday.
I've done this last year. Usually, I think Wednesday. Well, last year I think I said in the airport game or something that usually, I feel like Thursday was gonna be or Wednesday was gonna be really rough, but then the rain held off. If you haven't looked at the report, first it's beautiful. Second, there's no rain this week, so I'm not expecting to be getting any full night's sleeps this week. We'll have to. We're gonna see how that one goes. It's gonna be a long couple days, but so far day one's been pretty good. Couple of blowouts early, but last game between Airport and River Bluff was great. Now, of course, we're gonna, any game with Flora wins by more than a blowout is great too. So as long as we don't get blown out, it should be a great game here, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So, well, Hammond comes in again, playing AC Flora. The last time they played us, had a couple of players that we remember. Of course, Jeff's favorite, Jack Croft, a.k.a. Jeff. What do we know him by? Puddin'. And of course, Ben Kirkpatrick. For Flora, the last time we played them, it was Zach Sneed, Tyler Hernandez, Charlie Scott, going a combined 1-8. I think they're swinging the bats a little better this year. Would you agree, Jeff? No?
Oh, yeah. No, the team's playing really good right now.
Yeah, we should be very competitive in the Classic. But we'll be right back. National Anthem incoming, and then we will go through our lineups and get ready to rock and roll. All right. Great national anthem here. Let's now roll through our starting lineups. Of course, Flora in the home dugout is the visiting team today, right, Jeff? That's just how it goes.
Wait, what, really?
Yeah, we're the visiting team.
Is our scoreboard right?
Yeah.
Our scoreboard on the stream.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, we're on top, the visitors, and the home team's on the bottom.
Good job. You did it.
Well, believe it or not, I did notice that we were also the away team last year in Game 1 against Brooklyn Casey, if those who remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just probably got to give everyone's got to switch her up, here or there. So it makes sense. So the Skyhawks take the field. Let's roll through their starting lineup. On the bump, it's Sam Painter, his battery, James Lay behind the dish. first is Brewer Lamont. Second, Worth Lundy. At short, Ben Kirkpatrick, of course, putting Manning down the hot corner at third. In left, it's Jackson Waite. In center, it's one of the budding sophomores in this tournament. I mean, there's a ton of freshmen and sophomores. Colt Babbitt is going to hold down center field. You're going to hear a lot of that name with the Skyhawks. In right field, it's Preston Springs. Let's rock and roll through our starting lineup then. Center field, Charlie Scott. He's batting leadoff. Second, our first baseman, Zach Sneed. Third is Roper Wensky, who's donning a new piece of headwear today. Batting fourth on the bump, it's Tyler Hernandez. DHing in the 5-hole, Rohan Bremer. Batting sixth, the catcher, Dylan Hernandez. Seventh, Monty Lafitte. He's the third baseman. Batting eighth in right, Paul Choate. And the shortstop, number 9, Joe Ray. DHing, being DH4 is in left. That's Harris Rivers. So that is around the diamond for AC Flora. Falcons will be throwing Tyler for the second time this season after he pitched game 1 of the Forest Acres Classic last season to a very well game against the Wilton Casey Bearcats, if I can get my words out. There we go.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You got them all out.
Somehow.
So, Sam, I got to ask.
Sam's making his third start of the season as a 2.29 ERA over 18 and a third inning, right? That's what you're asking, yeah.
No, I was asking if he went to. I'm pretty sure he came from Dreer to Hammond, but I don't know. I'll get that verified. Did you say Brewer is playing second base?
Brewer's playing first.
Brewer's first. Yeah, no, okay.
Were you like, that's not right? And I was like, well.
Yeah. No, yeah. Who's at second?
Worth Lundy.
Okay, I don't know.
Shorts, Ben Kirkpatrick, and Puddins at the hot corner.
All right. I know 3 out of the 4 infielders. Who's catcher?
James Lay, the 2-1-5er.
Oh, I know him too.
Jackson Waite's in left, Colt Babbitt in center, and Preston Springs in right.
Okay. Yeah, and those I don't.
Yeah, the Skyhawks are coming off of back-to-back losses against Cardinal Newman, looking to upset one of the best teams in the state and, of course, a top 2 team in 4A. It's AC Flora who comes in smoking hot, winners of 6 in a row en route to this point, beating Charlotte Christian, Lugoff twice, and Camden twice. Flora will have locked up the region, so it should be a fun last couple weeks of the season and hopefully a Forest Acres Classic championship.
Charlie Scott.
Let's do it. Jeff's letting me keep going the square bug, so we're gonna hopefully it's updated well.
I didn't feel like switching everything.
It's completely fine with me. I just got to remember it. Righty on righty. Painter to Scott. The first pitch, that one's high hit into center field. Babbitt rolling back toward the track. He looks up and it's out of here. A leadoff bomb for Charlie Scott. The Falcons get going here in the Forest Acres Classic. It's 1-0.
Home run number 18, Charlie Scott.
Well, that's a start. Hey, how's our connection? Did we get that one on stream?
We did get that one on stream.
Excellent.
I remember you said something. I looked at Austin and I was like, I just want you to know it might not be there. And he's like, why? And I'm like, long story. We got that one.
Oh, man.
Well, Charlie, who leads the team in homers, added another one. That's his 4th of the year. Zach Sneed takes high and away ball 1 as it seems the Falcons have come to play here today. Well, Painter, not his best start, but very good pitcher on the bump indeed. That one stroked into right center field. Springs going back, and that will be gapped for extra bases all the way to the wall. Zach Sneed on his horse. He'll stroll into second. A homer and a double. The Falcons must have saw Miller today and said, we're going to try to beat them to their punch.
Number 7, Roper Wensky.
It's hard not to get hyped up after that Airport River Bluff game, but Flora may have started off strong as Roper Wensky coming out, and you may notice that's not Roper Wensky's usual helmet. That's because Roper has an injury. Well, not a bad one, but broke his nose.
That's bad enough.
He can still play, though, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying it.
not a debilitating injury.
Correct. He's wearing a face mask with a now face cage on his helmet. Righty on righty. Breaking ball stays upstairs for ball 1. Well, Painter again. Last start against Cardinal Newman was very well. 3 1/3 inning pitched, 0 earned runs, 2 hits. He's already given up 1 earned run and 2 hits in his first 2 batters against the AC Flora Falcons. 2-0. Or 1-0, excuse me. Now it's 2-0, I believe. Looks like a changeup inside. Yeah, scoreboard's wrong.
Yeah.
See, I can keep up with it now on my own stuff.
Yeah.
Ready on, ready, runner at second for AC Flora. 1-0 lead. Not for the Skyhawks. I'm just assuming we're Flora. We are not. I'm assuming we're home, you know.
Yeah.
We're the away team. The 2-0. Fastball upstairs. It's ball 3. Well, Roper is continuing to hit just about anything he wants to. Comes in today hitting .426. And especially over the last couple games, Roper has been on fire. 9 of his last 15. I mean, he's hitting everything. The 3-0 from the righty. Fastball on the outside edge, strike 1. And if you want to even go more in-depth, Roper is 14 for his last 26. As I said, Roper's hitting just about anything he wants. 3 doubles, a triple to boot. I mean,
Yeah, that's over 500.
yeah, he's trying to go back to All-State. Painter comes home, the 3-1. Heater upstairs for ball 4. Runners at first and second with nobody out here in the first for Flora. Roper draws his 7th walk, and that will now bring up Tyler Hernandez.
Stepping up to the plate for the Falcons, number 21, Tyler Hernandez.
The junior's been a little sluggish by his standards lately. Only 4 for his last 16, which is .250, but 4 RBIs, 5 strikeouts for Tyler as he'll dig into the left-handed box. He'll be a right-hander on the hill, but now he's a left-hander at the dish. It's really cool seeing Jeff. I got a monitor for everyone at home, and I can actually see you zoom in and zoom out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Righty on lefty. Painter comes home. Hernandez bunts one to the left side. Puddin has to come in and field it. Throws the first on a hop. It's in time for out number 1, but both runners move 90 feet closer for Flora. Well, now up Rohan Bremer, who also hit a home run when we've been not streaming here. Last week against Camden, Rohan had a walk-off homer. The walk-off, of course, was a walk-off run rule homer. We won 11-1. The young sophomore is making waves here at Falcon Field, just like another sophomore did last year. The curveball is called strike 1 on the outside edge in this right-handed showdown. It's 0-1. Rohan Bremer, 2 homers and 23 RBIs this season. 23 RBIs leads AC Flora. The 0-1 to him. Breaking ball called, strike 2 on the outside edge. Nice pitch from Painter. One of the top first baseman products in the 2027 class, DHing for AC Flora. The 0-2. That one's hard hit right back up the middle for a base knock. 1 will score. Roper Wensky getting the windmill around third. Babbitt comes up firing. It's cut off by Lamont. It's going to be a 2 RBI single for Rohan, who adds 24 and 25 to his collection. The Falcons jump in front 3-0.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 12, Dylan Hernandez.
Well, Dylan Hernandez will step back in. Dylan coming off of a great game earlier in the week. He was 3 for 3 against Camden. In total, he was 4 for 6. Now the young sophomore digs into the right box. It's righty on righty, runner at first. Only 1 out here for Flora. The first pitch is a fastball upstairs, ball 1. And Dylan 5 for his last 15, 2 RBIs. A lot of those hits came against the Bulldogs, who were thought to be the second best team in the region with us. Of course, Flora downed them by a combined 22-2. The 1-0 heater is right down Broadway. Makes the count 1-1 here with only 1 gone. Over at first is Rohan Bremer, and the Falcons lead at 3-0 in the opening frame. Pickoff back at first. Bremer dives back safely. As Jeff's going to give me grief for, Bremer's not really a stolen base threat. He only has 1 on the season, but, you know, I could get yelled at, so I shouldn't say it out loud.
I mean, he's a talented athlete.
Very talented athlete. He's just, I wouldn't say he's the fastest person on our team. However, he takes a stride over at first.
That's a good lead.
The 1-1. Upstairs fastball misses up high. It's ball 2.
They're all faster than me, so.
I mean, that goes without saying, but, you know, they're also all faster than me, so take that, I guess. The 2-1. Fastball low and away, ball 3. Dylan's only drawn 1 walk on the season. He has 39 at-bats, a 3.08 average to go with it. He would love to set the table for Monty Lafitte. The 3-1. Over the head of Hernandez, a fastball for ball 4. That puts runners at first and second with 1 out for Monty Lafitte.
Now batting for the
The third baseman will come in for the first time today, Monty Lafitte. Monty, the 7th man in the lineup. He wasn't initially a starter, but after he started hitting extremely well, he steps in, hitting .364 this season, and that goes along with him being 4 for his last 14. When this kid gets a hold of a ball, watch out. I'm just waiting for his first homer, Jeff.
Dude, he does everything except for steal bases, right?
Correct.
Is that Jack pinch running on first?
Yes, it is, I believe. He's standing currently from me behind the first baseman, so I can't see him. Righty on, righty to Lafitte. The curveball misses low and away, ball 1. Yes, that is Jack Chetwood, courtesy running for the catcher Dylan Hernandez. Well, yeah, Monty only has 1 stolen bag, but hitting .364 over 33 at-bats, a triple off the wall, and a double as well. Kid's just waiting for the homer. The 1-0 from Painter. Fastball called, strike 1, painted on the outside edge. Of course, tomorrow, I was wrong in the airport game, so I apologize. Flora plays River Bluff tomorrow. Hammond will get airport. And of course, they switch on Wednesday, obviously. The 1-1 from Painter. Up and in, ball 2. 2-1 the count, 1 gone here in the opening frame. Falcons have already jumped in front of the Skyhawks 3-0. And they have runners at first and second with only 1 out, and that 1 out was a sacrifice bunt, meaning Falcons really haven't got anybody out this inning. You know, girl math.
Yeah.
Or I guess broadcaster math.
Broadcaster math.
The 2-1, that one's lined in the center field. Babbitt ranges back. He'll have room near the warning track and make the play for out number 2. Well, right on cue, Monty Lafitte gives us the first real out, but the second out of the inning. And now it's Paul Choate up, batting 8th, the right fielder. Paul Choate's been hitting the ball very well as of recently in his last 4 games, 3 for 9 with an RBI. Now the 8-hole will dig in with 2 on and 2 out here. Falcons up 3-0. Painter trying to navigate through the first. Righty on righty. The first pitch from Painter. Fastball low and away, ball 1. Nice backhand from Lay behind the dish. Of course, Jeff and I know a lot of these kids. Jeff grew up with them, but of course I know Lay, Lamont, Painter, Kirkpatrick, Croft, all from the 2-1-5. We'll talk about that more as the stream goes on. Right, Jeff?
That's right.
Choate shows bunt, the 1-0. It's a fastball wide for ball 2. Nice eye from Choate as he pulls it back.
Yeah, at some point I'll hand my headset over to Coach Dorsey.
He's somewhere talking around here.
Hear directly from him.
The coach of the Richland 2-1-5 Monarchs. The 2-0. Fastball upstairs, called strike 1. Up in the top of the zone. Well, after Paul, if it gets that far, it's Joe Ray waiting on deck. Falcons would love to put a couple more across here in the first. The 2-1, Choate shows bunt, he puts it to the right side. Gonna be a push bunt, the second baseman Lundy was playing off the flip to first. Not in time! Choate just gets his foot on the bag to tie the runner. It's an infield bunt single, placed perfectly to the right side, and maybe eating my words, I keep saying Joe Ray's the best bunter on the team, but Paul Choate currently is, I feel like, out-bunting him as of late. That was a beautiful push bunt to the right of the pitcher's mound. Lundy was playing up the middle of the second baseman, had to come over. It was a late flip to first, as it looked like it was bang bang, but tie goes to the runner, so the Falcons have juiced him here for the 9-hole, Joe Ray. The right-hander comes home to the right-hander. The first pitch, high and inside, ball one, an 81-mile-per-hour heater, the fastest one Painter has thrown this evening. Of course, if it gets that far, the lineup will flip over to Charlie Scott, who's waiting on deck. The 1-0. Fastball upstairs, ball two.
Charlie would have a chance to have 2 home runs in 1 inning.
Doesn't happen often, but
No, it doesn't. That'd be awesome.
considering, especially at the high school level, but
Yeah.
you never know. The 2-0. Called strike one. Fastball on the outside edge. Makes it 2-1. Painter, the sophomore, top 100 player in the sophomore class according to Prep Baseball. The 2-1 fastball is elevated for ball three. There's nowhere to put him.
I believe I'd take one here.
Choate on first, Hernandez on second, and Rohan Bremer on third. Well, Hernandez not on second, Chetwood at second. The 3-1. Fastball right down the middle for strike two. That'll fill her up 3-2, the count, 2 gone, bases juiced for the 9-hole Joe Ray. The Falcons have a 3-0 lead, and the merry-go-round will be in order. Everybody goes, the payoff. Joe Ray puts a bunt down and it's foul, and that'll do it. Joe tried to bunt for a hit, and that will end the inning, but not before a leadoff homer from Charlie Scott. A 2 RBI single from Rohan Bremer. The Falcons have a 3-0 lead here at home against the Skyhawks, going to the bottom of the first when we return. All right, welcome back here to Falcon Field. We're set to begin the bottom of the first as the Falcons are the designated away team tonight. Will be the home team the next 2 nights. As one of the young sophomores shaking the hand of both Dylan Hernandez and the home plate umpire, it's Colt Babick. And well, if you don't know about Colt Babick, you're about to. This young sophomore, one of the top 10 sophomores we have in this state, and he's been showing off every bit of why he has that rating. It's righty to righty as Hernandez on the bump comes home. Babick swing and a miss to a curveball. It's strike one. Is that even a curveball, Jeff, or is that just
slider.
a slot? Jeez, 84-mile-per-hour sliders, nasty.
Like
Especially at this level.
It's been a fastball with action.
It could have been. The 0-1. Fastball on the outside edge, swinging a miss, strike two. I think you're right. I think this is a fastball action.
Yeah.
Well, Babick has only went down swinging 9 times this season.
Of course, that Andy Pettit used to throw a cutter.
Yeah.
Like it was a cut fastball.
The 0-2 from Hernandez, swing and a miss. 85-mile-per-hour heater on the outside edge. Gets Babick on 3 pitches, and there's 1 away. That was for me, I think. I told Jim I like the Wu-Ken, like the kind of Wu-Ken sound for a strikeout the best, and he just played it, so I'm going to assume that's for me. Oh, it's a shortstop, Ben Kirkpatrick, in the 2-hole now. The senior comes in hitting .310. Called strike one, fastball up in the zone. Well, Hammond coming in. They were number 6 in Skeeza coming into today, according to Prep Baseball. They're 11-5. The 0-1, fastball low, ball 1. First ball Tyler's thrown today. Hammond, however, just coming off back-to-back losses against Cardinal Newman. Cardinal Newman got welcomed to the tournament today in a rough way against the Miller Mavericks. The 1-1 heater is swung on and missed, strike 2, low in the zone. Hernandez looking for back-to-back strikeouts against Kirkpatrick, who has 11 of them this season. The 1-2 from Hernandez. The off-speed runs a bit far in. It's ball 1. Or ball 2, rather. I was right. I gotta look at my stream in the monitor. I forget I can do that. Just look at the monitor.
Yeah, it's right there.
Because I'm right. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Another fastball on the outside edge against the righty. And there's 2 away.
Let's go.
Well, you may have just heard it. It's Jack Croft, a.k.a. Puddin', up for the first time. Jack Croft has been torching baseballs this season just like last year. He hit .426 last year, comes into today hitting .389, 2 homers, and a team-leading 21 RBIs for the right-handed senior.
Puddin has 2 home runs?
Yep. The right-hander on the bump comes home. It's a fastball high and away, ball 1. You know, they do play in Skeeza, so competition's not exactly the same Flora does see. However, 2 home runs is 2 home runs.
Or, you could have inside the Parkers.
You never know.
Yeah.
The 1-0. Called strike 2, fastball low. Or called strike 1, excuse me, fastball low.
Although nothing's going to matter if he keeps locating it low and away.
Agreed.
Jeez, that's going to be
The 1-1 heater's low for ball 2.
impossible to hit.
Yeah, Tyler looks on today. He has 2 appearances on the season, 2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. Got the win against Lugoff Elgin in the game out at Falcon Field 2 weeks ago. The 2-1 heater runs in tight. It's now ball 3. First base is open. It would bring up the cleanup hitting Brewer Lamont. 3-1 from Hernandez. Fastball misses high. It's ball 4. Hammond has their first base runner of the night, a 2-out walk.
Brewer Lamont.
So Brewer Lamont will come in, the senior. Only 4 RBIs over. His power is there, a double and a triple so far this season, as now the Hernandezes will meet on the mound, talking things over. It's always fun to say. The Hernandezes. Is it the Hernandezes? The Hernandez?
Hernandez.
Hernandez. I like that. Righty on righty, 2 away, runner at first. Bottom of the first, Tyler comes home. Fastball misses in tight. It's ball 1. The 1-0 from Hernandez. Fastball inside, ball 2. Hammond coming back to the Forest Acres Classic. They were here in 2022 and 2023. They took 2024 off. This is their 6th Forest Acres Classic, though. A team that has been there since the beginning, come in late, and now back here this year. The 2-0. Fastball called, strike 1 in the inside third. Nice pitch from Tyler. It's 2-1.
Yeah, it's lined up well this year because Richland 1's spring break is Holy Week, which is when Hammond's always is, I believe.
Yeah, because of course Palm Sunday on Friday, or Palm Sunday was last Sunday. Good Friday this Friday. There we go. I promise. That one's laced into left center field. Charlie Scott ranges over and makes the grab in deep left center to retire the side. Well, 4 Skyhawks come up, 1 left at first, 2 strikeouts for Charlie Scott as we go to the top of the second when we return right here on Definite Fiction.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Falcon Field. We're set to begin the top of the second as the Falcons are the designated away team today. As Charlie Scott leads off the second inning, hopefully like he led off the first. I didn't get to talk about Mr. Scott before a one-pitch, one-homer started off our game. Righty on, righty, Painter comes home. Curveball right down the middle, strike one, and if that was a pitch that Charlie was sitting on, it could have been homer number 2. That is one of those you do not want to hang for the junior. The 0-1. Curveball stays in tight for ball 1, almost hitting Charlie. Well, now I can talk about the junior. He came in today hitting .378. That already went up. Has now 4 homers and 16 RBIs on the season. The 1-1. Swung on and missed a fastball low for strike 2.
That was Coach Barnes that just walked by us. Jeff Barnes, the athletic director at
Aha.
Hammond.
There you go. I don't know Hammond like you do.
Yeah, his wife is one of my coworkers.
No, well, that'll do it. The
Yeah.
1-2 curveball slips out of the hand, goes all the way to the backstop.
Hit the bull.
Well, you know, sometimes sometimes you just lose the handle. It happens.
Wait, have you seen Bull Durham?
Of course I have.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I just haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the Mets are. I looked at Billy Wagner today, and I said, you made my childhood somewhat bearable. I appreciate it. And he's like, that makes me feel old, man. 2-2. Fastball away. Filler up. 3-2. Nobody gone. Top 2. Falcons up 3-0. For those who do not know, I am a diehard Mets fan. A lot of pain in my life, but hopefully we're on the up and up. I like my owner. The payoff. Swung on and missed. Curveball low and away for strike 3. Well, that's the duality of baseball. A homer in his first at-bat, strikeout swinging in his second.
Yeah, it was a great pitch by Sam.
You know, the one thing that's different with Brewer and Cardinal Newman, I mean, not Brewer, but Cardinal Newman and Hammond that I have been noting is, feels like this Hammond team has a lot more pitching than Cardinal Newman does, which in this tournament does matter a lot.
Yes.
And Cardinal Newman did not throw their top 2 pitchers today. First pitch to the left-handed Snead on the ground to second. Lundy's got it. He'll flip it to first, and there's 2 away just like that. Well, coming up for the second time is Roper Wensky. Roper drew a walk his first go-around. Came home and scored on the 2 RBI single from Rohan Bremer. Now he'll come up with nobody on and 2 gone in the top of the second. Painter kicks and deals. Fastball is low, it's ball 1. Yeah, I was talking to Lou Beziak during the break and how it just worked out. The top 2 pitchers for Hammond, or not Hammond, Cardinal Newman, pitched late last week against Hammond, meaning their schedule got thrown off. The 1-0 is popped foul to the right side. It goes out of play. Of course, the Falcons are keeping our top 2 pitchers for Airport and River Bluff. The 1-1. That one's poked to the right side. That's through the hole for a base hit. Roper Wensky continues his hot streak. It's now 1 for 1 with a 2-out single.
Up next for the Falcons, number 21, Tyler Hernandez.
So now it's Tyler Hernandez up. 1 on, 2 out for him. Tyler, he laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt that he almost beat out his first go-around. I'm assuming he'll be swinging away with 2 outs. Righty on lefty. Roper at first. Painter kicks and deals home. The first pitch is high. Looks like a changeup for ball 1. Long wait. Now he'll come home. Painter. The curveball stays upstairs. It's ball 2. Well, Tyler, one of the best hitters on this team as well, comes in today with an on-base percentage of .492. It's nearly 500, and that means he gets on base pretty much almost all the time. 2-0. That's broadcaster math, by the way. Fastball up and away. It's ball 3.
No, that's everybody's math. It is almost halfway.
That's good. I meant like almost all the
It's
time.
like 800ths away.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, Tyler, who's drawn 14 walks this season, he's ahead of the count, 3-0. The lefty awaits at the dish. Painter will fire. The fastball called, strike one on the inside third. Good pitch to get himself back in the AB. Force if it gets that far, the dangerous Rohan Bremer waiting on deck. Painter doesn't want it to get there. The 3-1. Change up, misses high and away, ball 4. A 2-out single and a 2-out walk. Now get Rohan Bremer back to the dish.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 28, Rohan Bremer.
Well, I am on record, talking about Rohan Bremer as a courtesy runner comes in for AC Flora. I do believe that is Lucas Price, if I'm not, or no, I think it's one of the, is that one of the new ones, Jeff? One of the young freshmen? I can't tell.
Might be Logan.
Might be Logan Price. I know.
No, Logan's not playing.
I know Coach Howell brought a couple of youngins up for this game today.
Oh, like Riggs?
Riggs is up, McLean's up, and Alex Peraza is up, an 8th grader.
Oh.
Yep.
It's not McLean, I can tell you.
I knew that for a fact, too. Well, righty on righty, first pitch, fastball in tight for ball 1. No, I know McLean's a little more lengthy than that.
Yeah.
Trust me, McLean's one of the top prospects in the freshman class. I've saw that and did my digging on that one. It's one of my rabbit holes I went down earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you see a good player that you haven't seen, and my sports nerd in me likes knowing, like when I see something like that, like the same thing with Banks Alexander for River Bluff. I saw him as like one of the top freshmen. He was having a good season. My sports nerd was like, I don't know who you are. I want to know about you.
Yeah.
The 1-0. Fastball low. It's ball 2. Well, back to the bat. I'm on record saying I knew Rohan had the power. I knew he was going to be a key player in this lineup. I didn't think he'd be this much of a key player this soon. Rohan coming in, now hitting over 400 this season, 2 RBIs, or 25 RBIs. There we go. He has 2 homers. The 2-0. Fastball away, ball 3. But Rohan batting 5th, really would be batting 4th on a lot of other teams in this state. Just kind of makes a note how stacked the top of the order is for AC Flora. Painter on the bump comes set. He's behind 3-0 for the second straight batter. He fires, called, strike 1, fastball on the outside edge. Just like the last one, he gets back in it.
I think Rohan might be stronger than me.
Do you think so? I'm not sure. I think it'd be pretty close.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely with a bat in his hand. The 3-1. That one's shot straight foul. There'll be 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. They will be moving on motion from Painter. That's what I did. I was wondering why I knew I hit a button. I hit the
What'd you hit?
Hit the run button, not the strike button.
Oh.
I don't know how I did that. Runners go, 3-2. Curveball stays upstairs, ball 4, and that'll load him up for Dylan Hernandez. Well, Jeff, we're keeping Coach Dorsey ready and waiting by my side. He came up with 2 outs, and he's had to sit through now 3 straight base runners for Flora.
Now batting number 12, Dylan Hernandez.
We'll see if we can make him wait a little longer as Dylan Hernandez comes up for the second time today. Dylan walked his first go-around, and now the young sophomore will dig in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Falcons up 3-0, looking to add to it here. Painter kicks and deals. The first pitch, fastball above the head of Hernandez for ball 1. Dylan, that was only the second walk of the season he drew last at-bat. First base is in. Lamont playing in front of the runner. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. It's a curveball, strike 1. Maybe it looks more like a 2-seam fastball probably, because that one had some movement.
Yeah.
Just had enough downward movement to make me think it was a curve. One's on the way. That off-speed missed wide, ball 2. I can tell you for a fact, I think that was a slider. Or a curveball. Definitely dipped away, I promise.
It's the curve that got away. It said 67 on the
That's
gun.
See, it's a nice thing. We need that at every single game so I
Yeah,
can see the speed. Yeah, one of the scouts. Please keep coming here for the rest of the week, by the way, if you listen to this back. 2-1. That one's lined in the left field down the line. Just hooks foul. A hard foul for strike 2, but if you do listen to this on the way back, please bring your radar because like we radar everything, you know, our Falcons, but it's hard to see
Yeah.
because it's such a small radar gun because they're the ones looking at it. But you know, I had the TrackMan and the Blowfish, and I have that now in front of me.
Dude, I need to get a radar gun that I can
That's your.
feed directly into the stream.
Well, you know, you just bought a monitor. Do we really need something? I love how it's always next for you. 2-2s is popped to the left side, foul out of play. I like how it's just next thing up with you. It's like, oh, what can I do now? Like I remember the Vocaster was the new thing you got. Was it earlier this year or late last year?
Last year at some point, and then I got a second one because it was so good.
2s again on the way. That one's popped this time in play to the right side of the infield. Lundy, the second baseman, will make the two-handed grab, and that will retire the side. The Falcons will leave them loaded as Hammond keeps it a 3-0 game. And we'll be right back here. Of course, got Coach Dorsey coming to talk to y'all about why you should play Legion baseball. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. Coach Dorsey was supposed to come over here, then he got caught up talking because I love Coach Dorsey, and he always loves talking to everybody around us, so he should be joining us momentarily. But we are back here for the bottom of the second inning. Tyler Hernandez returns to the bump, and there we go. I'll move over. Yeah, let's go. All right. We have enough room? I think so, right? We're going to work on it. Either or. Sorry, I'm taking up all the space. 0-1 is fouled off. It's 0-2. Well, how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing incredible. This is my favorite time of the year for the community, just because, you know, I've got so many great memories out here of the Forest Acres Classic, and of course being the sponsor of this thing is a big deal to me, because we always like to, you know, support local youth.
Nice hit. That one's lined into left field. That's maybe the 5-hole now Worth Lundy getting on their first hit of the day.
I can remember Lundy when he was a little tiny kid working out over there at Seba with Coach Frick. Nice hit right there.
You know, he laced that one in the left field. And, you know, that's like one of the cool things, you know, talking to you and Jeff. Y'all just know everybody in this community, and that shows kind of how tightly knit this community is here in Forest Acres.
Well, it's all about community. That's what Legion baseball is all about. I've known all these kids since PBL. I've watched them all grow up, and I'm always talking to Ralph Williams over at PBL about the future kids and seeing these kids grow up, and it's awesome. The one thing about
runner goes, that first pitch is fouled straight back. No hit and run as James lays up.
The one thing about it is you know, I keep getting older. All the coaches keep getting older, but the kids stay the same age. So we're always watching these kids, and it's just incredible to watch their development. And how great of a field surface is this tonight?
Oh my gosh, pristine condition. Me and Jim were walking on the field before the Miller Cardinal Newman game. We were like, oh my goodness, they went really all out for this, and it looks beautiful. I mean, that just shows you how great of a tournament this is. The 0-1, that one's lined into left center field, and that will drop for a base hit. Rivers collects quickly, but back-to-back singles gets the Skyhawks going here in the second.
You know, I'd be I missed to say with what Jeff Rhodes and you guys, and that's why I'm always, as you can see on the feed, I'm got my name up there. Y'all do so much support for us in the Legion program and for all the youth sports around Columbia. We appreciate it. So I need to give you guys a shout out.
We appreciate it. You know, it's so much fun talking about this team and, of course, the 215 and AC Flora, and it's been a blessing to, you know, get to know everyone in the community now. I feel like I came to the Camden game. Jeff was in Vegas, so I came to watch, and I was just talking the whole time to the parents that I've met and the people around the community that I've been able to, you know, call and watch their sons develop. Bunt now shown. That one's popped into the air to the third base side. Monty Lafitte diving. Did he get it? Yes, he did. It's out. The throw to second. Is it in time? The triple play. Are you kidding me? The 5-4-3 triple play to end the inning. Did we just see that?
That's the first triple play I've ever seen on this field.
That's the first triple play I've ever seen, period. Oh my goodness. The 5-4-3 triple play. I wasn't sure Lafitte caught it, but it looks like he bucket caught it. And what a hold from Wensky at second. He got it to first to Snead. He's just the simple 5-4-3 triple play, right?
You know, no outs, man on first and second, and you hit bunt into a triple play. That's a coach's nightmare.
Pretty much. I'm gonna put some music back on so we can keep talking between innings. You know, I'll put put that QR code on the screen for you about the 215. So, I've been talking about this free baseball, but you know, the competition level. Just talk about that a little bit with me. Why is it premier in the state?
Well, Alex, I got to kind of take you back to how it all started. You know, this will be our 4th year doing it, and the first year we ever did it, we had everybody, complained about travel ball and how much money it cost, and nobody ever had a solution to it. And those guys from the first team were, Phillips Daniels, Xander Buchan, Jake Sears, Cannon Dorsey, Tillman Gettings, Parker Hocutt, Loggins, Jack Weston. I could keep going down the list. But those guys believed in what we were doing, and if it wasn't for those guys, we wouldn't be here today with 100 kids in the program, possibly more than that, because those guys took a chance on us, and they didn't even know what Legion was. And honestly, I really didn't know what Legion was either, because it'd been gone for so long. And when we brought it back, the other kids from around the community started coming out to all our games, and they were like, wow, if Phillips Daniels and Xander and Jake and all those guys can play it, this must be really cool. So those guys with the first team, I call the foundation team, this will be our 4th year, and now we've became a destination spot on the senior team. And then the 2 junior teams that we have are incredible. As you know, the last year's junior team, the gold team, won the state championship, going worst to first. And then the 2 15U teams, and the 15U team played for the state championship as well.
I mean, there's so much talent, young talent as well, and that was, you said worst to first. I remember looking at our red team, it's a lot of the AC Flora Falcons, and of course, the gold team was kind of the mosh posh of kids. We put them all around, and with a lot of that, I've talked a lot about AC Flora, how closely knit they are, but that team was, in a way thrown together, and it took them a while to kind of find their stride, and when they found their stride, I mean, as you saw, unbeatable.
Well, it's baseball. I mean, that team just gelled together, and they were, they were worst to first. I mean, to me, that was one of the most incredible state championships in the history of my lifetime watching it. And it meant so much to me, and Coach Casey Estridge did an unbelievable job keeping that team together.
That one's chopped to the left side on the backhand. Kirkpatrick, the long throw to first is not in time. Draws Lamont off the bag. Leadoff single for Monty Lafitte, who's been hitting very, really well for AC Flora. And no, you talked about it. I mean, just the talent this state has in general with everything. And, I didn't know what Legion was either. I remember I came from a part of the state up in the upstate where there's not really many Legion teams. I was from Simpsonville. And so when you called me about Legion for the first time, I think my first instinct was, what the heck is this? And secondly, of course, I've already talked about in the stream, my brain was like, well, let me go look it up. Let me see what it is. And, all of the greats that have played Legion as a bunted foul. Man, one I've mentioned, the one I can ring a bell is Justin Verlander. That's just showing you, and now we're seeing this state just get more and more Legion teams, and I want to say you're probably one of the big reasons for that.
Well, a rising tide lifts all boats, and Alex, the goal was when we first started it was to make the senior team a destination spot and a status symbol to play on. We're only going to be we're getting the best of the best from the inside our community because, travel ball, you can you can load teams up. Our area is Richland 1, along with the private schools, Ben Lippen, Cardinal Newman, Hammond, and Heathwood. And then, we can't recruit anybody outside that. So, it's a testament to see that we've won 2 out of 3 leagues at the senior level. We've gone to the state championship 2 out of 3 years, winning the state championship at the junior level with the kids all from around here with not being able to recruit. It's truly remarkable.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You make a great point. You really can't commute. I mean, there's all these. I mean, I think Jeff and I were talking. Like, some kids have it just going to go somewhere or another. But I mean, you got to work with what you've got, and that just shows you what y'all have done as coaching, and of course, what the talent we have here in this incredible part of the state.
Well, what Andy Hallett's done is built. I mean, he doesn't rebuild; he reloads.
Oh, of course.
And we're only ever going to be, at the end of the day, we're only going to be as good as an AC Flora team, with the exception of throwing a lot of the guys in from around the. I mean, this is the premier program at the 4A level in the state. You can look at and see all the banners out there. I mean, if it's not for Coach Hallett, I honestly probably don't ever do this. So, I mean, I'm not going to go in and try to, go somewhere that we can't win. And we knew with this destination spot, and Coach Derrick, who I was just talking to over there, he won a state championship about 15 years ago with these same kind of guys. So if he can do it, we certainly think we can too. And we actually did it last year at the junior level.
I mean, yeah, it's only a matter of time before our senior boys really, I feel like, start catching their stride with how young those guys are. As the 1-1 bunted right back to the pitcher. Painter's going to try to go to third. Did he get him in time? Yes, he did. Throws out Lafitte trying to go to third. It's good for out number 1, and the heads-up play from Painter. That's not an easy play to think about, trying to go to third with a bunt, but he does a great job of it. So talk about what Legion has meant to you. Why have you stuck with it? You could have easily said, we got all these players, Xander Buchanan, Philip Daniels, who are all doing phenomenal at the college level, but it could have been a one and done for you, but you stuck with it now, making this your 4th year. What was the reason you've kept it going?
Well, let's watch Charlie swing the bat real quick. So, when I did this, I think one thing with my kids, both of my kids went off to college, and, you got to kind of get a life and get some passions yourself, versus following the kids around your whole life. So this was more about what I wanted to do for me and the community than I did for my child.
That one's chopped to the left side. Puddin playing it about third. Steps in the bag for 1. The strong throw to first. In time. Well, we've seen 2 great fielding plays here. A double play to end the inning there. The 5 unassisted 3. And then, of course, the AC Flora's triple play to end the inning. We'll stay on and continue to talk here a little bit longer, Coach. As you said you're finding passions, and, I mean, you seem like you love this.
Yeah. Good play by Puddin Croft there, too. He's a really good ball player. So when we did it, I did it because I'm an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur, when he sees an opportunity and he thinks he can do it better, that's when we jump. And I jumped all in. I mean, the first year, I was taking the tickets, cooking the hot dogs, putting the lineup out, putting the team together, paying the umpires. And then, I said, if we can just go in there and get this first year out of the way. And again, the team was incredible. I mean, we were, 1 game away from playing from the state championship with some really good teams. And I can tell you this, for players that are, wanting to play it, I can tell you what Phillips, Daniels, and Xander told me. They said after the first game when we faced a guy throwing 91 miles per hour because we didn't know what to expect. They're like, hey, this Legion stuff's real. And by the end of the season, Xander said, I played for the Chicago Cream. This is the best competition I've ever faced. And you've seen it at the Camdens. I mean, we want to get to where Camden is. We want to get to where Florence is. I mean, Florence, Coach Urquhart has, Cam Cantor, when we went and played Florence the first year, Cam Cantorella was playing shortstop for him. He was, he's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft. And we want to have the best of the best and the players playing in Legion. And I can tell you this, it has definitely risen in the last couple years, and because people are seeing the value of it. And not that, Alex, we're getting college coaches out here, we're getting professional coaches out here. We really work hard to get these guys. I mean, look at all the guys that we have in the college playing from our 3 teams we've had. It's amazing. I bet you we have 15 or 20 players in the college ranks right now.
Let me go do the math tonight. I'll get back to you on that, but I'm assuming that's about right, And of course, not just playing college, but like Phillips Daniel's doing great at the Citadel. Xander Buchanan, he's at Jackson State, right?
Yeah, he's at Jackson State. He struggled with the bat a little bit, but I love Xander, and I think he's mentally tough, and he's gonna figure it out. But we've got guys everywhere playing, and they're playing on really good teams. Phillips, I'm so proud of him. He coached last year. He was going to play summer ball, and he and I talked. And I said, I think you need to take the summer off. And he coached the 2-1-5. I mean, he did. Yeah. He absolutely fell back in love with baseball because he went out there and saw the 15U kids and how much they love the game. And it gave him a new life. He even called me up and said, hey, Coach, that really was a big deal to me because I got a break and got my mind right. And I reset, and I fell back in love with baseball. And he was coaching.
I mean, with all the college level and what it's become now with all the NIL stuff, it's hard. It's not hard to fall into that money kind of thing. And, you have coaches, people that are in it for the money, and all of a sudden it's just not the same game that we once knew. It's not a bad game, don't get me wrong, because, you still play the game that you love. I'm sure Clemson's having a great time right now. But, it's just a different game than you probably grew up with.
Yeah, college coaches are not coming to travel ball tournaments anymore. So people that are paying, basically it costs $8,000 if you're going to go run the circuit. And why use all that money up when you can just play for your community? And you got to be really good to make our teams too. So it's not like you just get put on a team. You got to be really good. If you're a good player, we call the college for you. I've got a Rolodex. It's unbelievable that, I played for Gary Gilmore. I still have contacts at Coastal Carolina, but I know all the college coaches around here. And one thing we do is we like to put their players in a position where we think that they can play.
Yeah, no, that's a ball four. Nice at bat there from Painter on the bump for the Skyhawks. He now gets on the base pass here with nobody gone. And, I saw you talking to Hunter Epps after his great performance earlier today. And you said that to him. He said, I've been trying to call colleges about you. He's the USC Union commit.
Yeah, so when I see a really good player from an opposing team, I'll call a college coach about them. And that's what I tell all my players. You don't ever know who's watching because there might be somebody in the stands that knows, a coach. And that's just the way the world works. It's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And that's kind of the way, I was telling, I like the Epps kid. He just plays the game the right way, and he's hard-nosed. So, yeah, I made some calls about him, and I'd make more. But I think he's – if that's where he wants to end up at USC Union, then that's where, he needs to be.
There's never always a straight path. I know Carew Bates, he started at College of Charleston. Now he's at USC Sumter playing very good baseball. So it's never just that straight path. You've got to figure out what's best for you and work your way around it.
Carew, yeah, he's been injured and banged up, and he's had so many bad injuries. And hopefully, finally, he's gotten, all the injuries behind him, and he can start playing. He had a home run yesterday. I was glad to see that. He's got all the talent in the world. He just needs to get at bats.
I feel like a lot of these kids still, I remember Thomas Powell. He was supposed to go to Carolina. Now he's at North Greenville playing very well. And that's just what you got to do. Get at bats, find your way throughout baseball. And a part of that is, as you said, Legion.
Yeah, Alex, I don't think nobody understands this until I tell all my kids, you need to go to watch the junior college tournament in Lexington. You need to go to a Division II game, NAIA games. It's so hard to be successful at that level. The talent is so much older now. Cannon plays at Reinhardt. They're ranked third in the country. And, the average age on that team is probably 23 years old. These guys can play. There's not a big drop-off anymore between Division I, Division II, and NAIA. You got to be really, really good to play at that level.
One of the best players on the Blowfish this year, Phillip Ard. He's in Division II, North Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can play, you can play, but it's all about playing time. It's not about big time. And again, it's so hard. The times have changed, and you gotta improvise, adapt, overcome with the times. They're not Power 4 teams unless you're a draft pick or a Bo Hollins. They're not recruiting high school players.
No, you're not. And I feel like I've seen that now with the high school level. This is low 3-1. When I'm doing these stats, I think I asked the Hernandez dad. Is Tyler, where's he get looked at? He's like, well, it's just so late this year. Kids like Brandon Cromer, who's getting looked at, now he's already USC bound. But other kids, they don't get recruited because they just don't look, and they get their guys early, and they're like, well, we're done.
Well, that's why they need to play for me, because a guy like Tyler Hernandez, I'll tell you right now, I believe in his talent. I know that right now I could call several college coaches that would take Tyler Hernandez. So maybe I need to talk to William about that. But you know, if I believe in a kid, I'll make those phone calls for them. But I'm not gonna put my name out there if I don't think you can. And I'm gonna always call the coaches that I think that where the kid can play. I mean, how many really Division I Power Fours players that have came as good as AC Flora is, and some teams over here. I mean, Tucker Toman is probably the only one that you can say that he was, you know, a Power Four, immediate impact type player. And of course, he got $2 million to sign. Will Taylor, another one. Now we're going throughout, and Bo Hollins is another one. But it's so hard to go in as a freshman and play at the Power Four. But I can tell you one thing: there's a lot of kids out on this field, and the kids I've seen at the Forest Acres Classic that can go help a Division II team, a junior college team. And I can tell you, it's a lot harder than people think it is to succeed at those levels as well.
I mean, I remember I saw it with all, you know, the Coastal Plains League. All the talent has just gone up and up. And, I mean, you feel like you're watching professional games when you watch that talent because a lot of these kids, I mean, they just smoke. I mean, Walker Mitchell, the #1 prospect in the state 2 years ago, he's playing at Coastal Carolina. You know, I remember I sat there as 2 years ago, being without really the knowledge I have now about all of what's going on in high school and the Legion level. And I'm like, well, why is he going to Coastal? I'm like, he's incredible.
Well, hey, Coastal won the 2016 national championship. You don't get much better than Coastal.
No. Well, I mean, yes,
for him to play, for him to be a sophomore playing there,
pop to the left side. I think everyone's lost it to the left side. It's going to go out of play. I think Lafitte. Oh, is it caught? Wow, I didn't even see it.
I lost that one as well.
I think Lafitte. I thought it went out of bounds. I thought Lafitte kind of stopped at the fence, but apparently he had room and he made the play. It's run away. Well, there you go. That'll work.
I love these two uniforms tonight too.
Oh my gosh.
I like Hammond's uniforms and I like Flora's.
I mean, you know, Jeff and I were talking. I think we've had some great uniforms today. Of course, the Miller with their pinstripes was great. These baby blues for Flora. And the all whites are just always, I mean, classic. You really can't get much better than all whites.
We're bringing back so this is, Alex, this year will be the 100-year anniversary of American Legion. So I've gone out and bought some throwback uniforms to basically look like they looked 100 years ago. And they are so sweet. They're going to be for the senior team. And, man, I hope we have some really good players wearing those things. But most of all, I hope we have a bunch of guys with great attitudes that give great effort and enthusiasm, because I can tell you, the teams that are led by the dugout are their best teams. And we've been very, very lucky a few years, and I've had teams that didn't have great dugout leadership, and you know that's what we're looking for this year. But I can promise you this: we're going to make them look good, and we're going to have our Legion program is going to have the best uniforms. We have a great field in AC Flora. Ben Lippin Lippin's been great. They let us play over there. They've got a good program too. Ben Lippin's done a nice job as well. So we're lucky to get, Ben Lippin, all these guys. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. That's Grant Loggins' father. I'm glad to see Grant Loggins is actually thinking about making a comeback too.
Yeah, I know.
He was a phenomenal pitcher for us.
Phenomenal pitcher for Flora, and he's currently a pitching coach over on the Skyhawks this season. So, we'll turn the music back off.
We had, in that first year, it broke my heart because we lost a game we should have won, and we had Grant Loggins going the next game, and Loggins was lights out that year. And once we won that game, we'd have played Florence for the state championship. So that was our first year. And I love Loggins. Loggins, what a pitcher he was, or is, and hopefully he's making a comeback.
Yeah, no, I remember when I first saw him at Florida, I was like, dang, this kid can pitch, and then all of a sudden, that injury just. It does it to you.
Devastating injury. I mean, it's actually taken him 2 years. He's still not 100%. I talked to him today. He's actually the assistant coach on Hammond's baseball team.
Yeah. I mean, hope he's doing all right. I know he helped out for Flora last year. 0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Hernandez gets a big-time strikeout. Now there's 2 away here in the third.
Up next, #1.
This AC Flora team's got a lot of pitch. They got some really good front-end starters. They got some nice relief pitching. I think they're gonna go as far as the bats take them. So hopefully they heat up with the bats, because I can tell you, I don't think there's a better 1-2 punch in the state than Sparky Harrington and McCutcheon.
I think I said that in game 1. Well, that'll do it for Tyler. That's the second mound visit. So after a strong showing from Hernandez, he will retire for the night. The Falcons trying to keep 2 runners on the base pass here for Skyhawks, so we can continue to talk a little longer through this inning. It's been a longer third inning, but it's always good to talk about what Legion has been and all the players around this state but in the area, because you're getting what that is when you talk to you. So many people in this area. So many people in like how the dynamic of these Legion teams come together. So what is making Legion, it's become more and more popular, and what do you think is driving that force as well?
Well, I think that people figured out that there's travel ball to nowhere is not the way to go. And playing for your community and playing for a state championship and playing amongst your, rivals, and then you get all on one team is something kind of special. It's kind of how I grew up. And, I got to tell you this too, Alex. I mean, I got to give a shout out to the funding. I mean, when we started this thing, I bootstrapped this thing and basically just paid for everything myself, knowing that it would be a good investment and it would pay off. This year, we got a $25,000 donation from my friend, the executive vice president of Coca-Cola Consolidated, Todd Miller, one of my teammates, gave me $25,000 to put into our program. We get tons of people that are giving us money. That's why when people say, hey, how can you do this for free, is because I've worked really hard going out and getting money. We've got a lot of support from the community. And you got to have funds behind you to be successful. So I got to thank you to the community for what you've done for us. And man, I'm telling you, think about this, Alex. We had 100 players last year. When we first started, the next year they said, hey, let's do a junior team. I said, oh my God, I don't know if I can do a junior team. Then we had 38 players try out, and my wife said, I'm gonna have to cut 20 players. She said, just do 2 teams. So we did 2 teams. The first year we kind of figured out. The next year came, we had a good season. Then the next year comes around, they said, why don't you do 15U? I said, oh my God, where am I gonna get all these coaches? And we get the 15U, we have 2 15U teams. The next thing you know, we got 100 guys. And then I had to go get coaches. And Alex, think about our coaching staffs. Basically everybody there played professional baseball or college. We had Brady Feigl. He was a third round draft choice and the captain of the Ole Miss baseball team is our coach. We had Phillips Daniels out there coaching with him. We had Tyler White coaching the 15U, played at Newberry. We had Josh Martin helping him. He was a 14th rounder by the Indians. And we had Jack Weinkoop, who's the mayor of Columbia. Our Friday night starter, played 10 years in the minor leagues. This year we've got Cody Morris, who was pitching in the big leagues last year.
Incredible.
He's going to be coaching with our team. So these kids, Andrew Eister, we're surrounding these kids with tremendous ball players and people with character.
You're giving everybody listening at home about 1,000 reasons and more to sign up for Legion. So talk about, what you think is the biggest reason. Double steal, actually, at balls inside. It's going to be ball 1, and it's going to get away from the catcher, Hernandez. Both runners move up as Adger Johnson pitching for the first time this evening. But, what is the number 1 reason kids should sign for Legion up? Like someone who's listening at home, should sign up right now.
Well, first of all, it's not going to be easy to make the senior team. We're going to have to cut a tremendous amount of players. At the 17U teams, we're still going to have to probably make some cuts too. So it's not easy just signing up for the team and getting out there. So we're looking for the best of the best. So you should, my thing is actually, why should you sign up for Legion? Because you're going to get more than baseball. You're going to get leadership. We're teaching entrepreneurial classes as well, with people that want to do entrepreneurs. I'm going to tell you a quick story after this pitch about, so I did a podcast with a guy that played was a really good college player and started an HVAC company, and he did $3 million in sales. I put that podcast out there, and Ryan Harrelson from last year's team called me up, and he's going to actually do an apprenticeship with W.O. Blackstone.
That's awesome. That one's chopped to the right side. Roper Wensky waits back on it. The second baseman throws to the first. It's a low throw that gets away from Sneed. That will allow 2 runners to score, and just like that, Hammond draws back within 1. Like it just got away from Roper, and Sneed had no chance. That will be an error on the second baseman, and now it's a 3-2 ball game. New one at that.
But Alex, to wrap this up, because I've been talking for too long, but I'll say to end that, so like Ryan Harrelson called me up and he was like, Coach Dorsey, I want to own my own business. I want to control my destiny. I want to have financial freedom one day. What should I do? I told him about the HVAC deal. And if you drive around Lake Murray on a boat and look at houses, a lot of HVAC companies have those mansions out there. There's a lot of blue-collar millionaires, and we're teaching kids about that. And Ryan's going to go get his HVAC certificate. That's a nice.
That one's lined into right field, going over is Paul Choate. He'll make the one-handed grab, and that will retire the side.
So to end it, that's what we do. We're not only about baseball, but we're about helping kids. And when they leave my program, they're always going to have my phone number, and I'll always be there for these guys because if these guys give me everything, I'm always give them everything. So I'm excited. I can tell you this: I'm getting the fever right now talking to you. I'm ready to start the season, and hopefully we can put some more state championships on the board. But thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much. Tryouts are in May. Late May. Season starts in early June.
Yeah.
We'll go through June, July. And no games on weekends, only
No
weeknights.
games. And they can follow us on our Facebook page at Richland Post 215. And they can also follow us on Twitter at 803 Monarchs, or just just put in Richland Post 215 baseball.
Yep, or right there. You can go sign up right now. That QR code on your screen for 2025 player registration. Thank you, Coach Dorsey, for giving me the time to talk to you. Hopefully you have a great tournament, and thank you for sponsoring both us on Definite Fiction and the Forest Acres Classic.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Great job, guys.
All right, we will see you guys back here in the fourth. All right, well, after you guys all heard from the head coach of the 215, Coach Dorsey, we are back now. Jeff's back on the headset. Thank you, Coach Dorsey, again for sponsoring the Definite Fiction here, this whole coverage of the Forest Acres Classic, as well as the actual Forest Acres Classic.
Yeah, that was awesome. I want to sign up for Legion.
I want to sign up. He makes me want to sign up for Legion too.
Ready to go.
Coach Dorsey's one of those coaches that I'm like, I want to run through a brick wall for you, like right now. That one hard hit the right side and foul.
Oh man.
Unfortunately, while we were talking, Flora surrendered 2 runs off the error from Roper Wensky, so Falcons now back. And I got to figure out where I put my paper. I completely lost it, which means it could be really anywhere. Well, I found it. It's under the bleachers. I'll have to go run and grab that in a second. Well, Sam Painter is very much settled in. Had 2 solid innings, including a nice double play from Puddin at third. And now Jack Croft, one of those players that played Legion last year, so there's another plug. 1-1 misses Hyatt's ball too.
Yeah, so many of the players here this week. I wonder what Miller's like up in Virginia.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Legion up in Virginia. I didn't really do that looking up, as called strike 2 on the outside edge of Heater. I didn't really look at the Virginia Legion team when I did it, but of course, Airport West Columbia, Lugoff Elgin, part of the Camden team as well. Lexington, of course, Lexington. Yeah. Cardinal Newman comes here as well. So a lot of every one of these teams have a Legion outlet. Of course, Rehoboth as well as Lexington. Just a ton of outlets for Legion, especially in this part of the state. The 2-2 curveball missed inside. A little filler up here against Sneed. Yeah. Coach Dorsey making me run through a brick wall. Falcons got to run through a brick wall too, as they are now only leading by 1 against the Hammond school. Painter will kick and deal. The payoff. Misses upstairs, ball 4. Zach Sneed does what Zach Sneed does. A leadoff walk here for Flora to begin the 4th.
Sneed with a walk?
That never happens.
Oh, man.
That's only his team leading 23rd walk of the season. Well, Roper Wensky back up yet again. Roper trying to shake off that error that he had last inning. Maybe that's the face mask coming into play a little bit. But he seems to be all right there. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk today. Sneed goes, swinging a miss, strike 1. The throw down to second. Not in time. Sneed slides around the tag. It's Zach's 11th stolen base, which now continues to give him the single lead. I was looking at the wrong stat. It's always scary when you do those swings and hit and runs, but unfortunately,
I feel like he's gotten his speed back.
I think he has too.
He flew down the base path.
Well, I think got his speed back earlier this year. I saw him have a double in the first game I called against South Point, and he was flying around the base paths. So, well, I agree with Coach Dorsey with this team. This team, sky's the limit, just as long as the bats take them. And you saw back in that first inning, first 3 runners of the game scored. Now we haven't scored since then. You're going to have to get those bats going here and consistently, especially if you want to get in the Forest Acres Classic against teams like River Bluff and Airport. See if Roper Wensky can deliver the 0-1. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. Well, in this inning, it's Sneed now at second. Roper hitting second in the inning. Tyler Hernandez on deck, and in the hole, it's Rohan Bremer. A lot of kids that play Legion, Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah, Roper and Tyler are part of that 2-1-5 red team. Zach Sneed was part of the senior team last year. The Citadel commit over at second. The former All-State second baseman at the dish, Roper Wensky. 1-1, Painter comes home. The off-speed's hammered, fouled on the left field line. It'll go out of play. Also, triple play, by the way. What the heck?
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
I was like, it was like disbelief. It was like, no way.
I didn't think Monty caught it at first. I thought he kind of bobbled it, but he held on, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, good catch. Good stretch at second base.
I know,
who
Roper,
was
I
that?
think. Was it Roper? I thought it was Roper. I wasn't able to really see.
Sure.
I really couldn't go back. I had to go listen back to the call, you know.
But the stretch was amazing to catch the ball and then get it off.
Also thought he was off the base too, but no one argued, which is usually a good sign. As I said multiple times. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Change up low. It's strikeout number 2 now for Painter, and out number 1 here in the 4th.
Yeah, the coach, the third base coach, and the player were not surprised that he was called out. So
yeah, usually I tell everybody whenever I judge my reactions, I judge it by how the players argue and what they say.
Yeah.
No arguments from Hammond.
No.
At all. Well, it's Tyler Hernandez digging in for the 3rd time today. Hernandez is 0 for 0. He has a sacrifice bunt and a walk so far this evening. Sneed on second. Falcons up 3-2, but they're trying to add some insurance against the pesky Skyhawks team who is yet to go away. Looked like the Falcons may run him out of the ballpark in the first inning, but since then it's been very competitive. The right-hander comes home to the lefty. That ball's poked to the third base side. It will go foul. Hernandez almost put one over into the left field corner. It would have been out of the reach of Puddin, but just went foul.
my tent's in the way for like Monty's catch along the fence. Like I got the triple play catch. That was just barely in frame. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Coach Dorsey didn't see it either. Don't worry. We were like, oh, it's caught.
Yeah.
Sure.
But like even if the tent wasn't in the way, it was behind the
newest fencing.
The new cage in front of the dugouts.
1. That one's popped into left center field. Going back is Kirkpatrick, the shortstop. He'll retreat in shallow left center and make the grab. There's 2 away. You know, we were joking. We're like, what happened? What must have happened to get those cages put in place? I can only wonder.
Yeah.
So can you. Well, the Falcons now, after a leadoff walk, have struck out and popped out. It's on the shoulders of Rohan Bremer, who's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk so far this evening.
Yeah, all I can say is nothing happened at Flora.
Correct. The last game
somewhere in Richland won.
The last game that was here, I was at. Because you were in Vegas and you didn't let me stream it. So,
yeah.
Jerk.
That's right.
Well, you missed a run rule, so you can't be.
That was the run rule game?
Rohan Bremer had the walk-off home run the run rule game.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That would have been fun to see.
Yeah, Ross was up in the booth. I was with them for the last inning, and he said, what about a homer to walk it off? And I said, there's no way, right? And Rohan made me eat my words in about 3 seconds.
When there's a Rohan, there's a way.
That's the old saying, right?
Yeah.
The right-hander comes home. Bremer lines that one into center field. Babbitt ranges back. It's just out of his reach over his head. It'll one bounce the wall. Rohan Bremer will slide in the second. An RBI double as Zach Sneed comes home. It's 5-2. There we go. 4-2 Falcons. I gotta make sure I get everything right. 4-2 Falcons as Rohan and Zach trade places. There we go. First try, right? I can cut all that out.
Crushed it.
Oh, what happened? Nothing, I promise. It just sounds very choppy for no reason. Well, Dylan Hernandez back up. Yet again, Hernandez 0 for 1 with a pop out and a walk. Righty on righty, 2 away. Bremer now at second. Painter kicks and deals home. Curveball called, strike 1 to the outside edge. Falcons have 4 runs off of 7 hits. Looking for some more damage here. 0-1 the count. Painter fires. Off speed, that one's high, chopped to the left side. It will go left to the third base bag and foul. Puddin was ready and waiting. Well, Jeff and I were joking about no one really being here before the game. Well, it's quickly become the most attended Forest Acres Classic game of the weekend.
Yeah, it's packed out here.
Fans are awaiting, we're awaiting. The 0-2, that's chopped to the left side. Kirkpatrick waits back on it, throws it to first, and that will do it. Well, the Falcons get one back, an RBI double from Rohan Bremer. It's a 6-2 lead when we return right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back to Forest Acres, South Carolina. This is game number 4 of the Forest Acres Classic and day number 1. Adger Johnson returns to the hill. He throws one low for ball 1. Leading off is Worth Lundy. I also missed out on my scorecard. How about that?
Wait, what'd you do?
I forgot to put Brewer Lamont. What happened to him?
Oh, yes.
How'd he get out?
I don't know.
See? We're all missing. I did this last year. Luckily, I called the wrong homer last year for Dutch Fork. Thankfully, I didn't make that mistake again. You're welcome. But I'm trying to, I think. It's now 2-1. That one misses wide.
Wait, Brewer is the last out?
Yes.
Previous?
Correct. I'm looking at it on Game Changer, about to. Brewer flew out to right field.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I was shaking the hand of shaking the hand of Coach Dorsey. I kind of got lost in the sauce. Fastball misses inside. It's now 3-1. As I said, Hammond, a pesky team, not going away. 2 runs off of 2 hits. They were both unearned against Hernandez. So his final line is 2 2/3 innings pitched, 2 unearned runs, so 0 earned runs. 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. The 3-1 is fouled back after Worth Lundy chopped it into himself. He'll bring up a full count here with nobody gone in the bottom of the 4th. It's so weird to say with AC Flora playing in this game. Well, Hammond usually averaging around 8 runs per game. They are only currently being held to 2. The payoff on the way, it's chopped foul. One of those reasons they're doing so well in the hit column is Worth Lundy. Lundy coming in with 10 RBIs, hitting .279 this season. So far today, he has singled. He was one of the first outs of that triple play. Or one of the, I think the second out technically of the triple play. The payoff from Adger. Wait, why? Hits the backstop on a line. Lundy will go down to first, sprinting, making Hernandez have to go pick up the ball quickly.
Number 11, James Lay.
So after Adger Johnson worked back to make the count full, it's a walk for Worth Lundy, and now James Lay comes up. He was the 3rd out, a part of that triple play after he singled in the 2nd. Just a fun way that all looks at it, right?
Yeah.
Just can't believe I saw a triple play.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I didn't think I was honestly wondering if I'd ever call one. I did. Pick off back at first, not in time. So the lineup positional changes. Tyler goes into left field. Harris Rivers comes off. Everything else stays the same as Adger Johnson comes into pitch. But no, you know, I didn't realize, you know, our Legion team was, I knew it was young. I didn't realize like the first team was pretty much my second, we were the second year was my first year doing it. So that's really cool just to hear, you know, everything. I'm about to prompt everyone to go listen to that talk we had with them. I mean, it should make anyone want to go run through a wall and play Legion. I'm also glad to hear Grant is back, you know, hopefully getting closer to full health.
I probably mentioned that I coached him in church league basketball, right?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Part of Hearn's team?
Yes.
Yeah, that's about to say. That's your one. Yeah. It's Hearn, Sam, and Asa, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. See, I'm so good. I learned about you so much. You're welcome.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was watching back the Airport River Bluff game, and I was like, oh, Hearn did that game, I think. Which is, I was like, I thought I did it. That first pitch is line right back up the middle. Lay. Now his second straight single puts runners at first and second for Jackson Waite. Wait, let me tell you what happened last time. He popped into a triple play.
How long have we been doing this? 4 years?
Have I been doing it?
No, me. 4? I guess 2021. Because it didn't exist in 20. Or sorry.
Legion?
No. So, wait, are we talking about Legion or are we talking about this?
Whatever.
Forest Acres Classic.
Oh, Forest Acres Classic, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, 2021, right?
Yeah, because there was no 2020 version. I've said it every game. I'm like, it's technically the 20th anniversary. It will be the 20th annual, but COVID had to happen, so it's only the 19th annual. Okay. Stupid. Well, it's righty on lefty as Jackson Waite steps in. He'll look to not pop into a triple play this time. He shows bunt just like the last time. Now he pulls it back, and Adger steps off the bag. The throw in his second, not in time. Good idea. Lundy was caught off. However, he dives back safely. Well, Jackson Waite, you know, didn't really get to talk about him. We were too busy talking to the skipper of the 2-1-5, but Jackson Waite will come in, hitting .282, 3 RBIs, and 3 doubles. Not too shabby for the southpaw. Adger looking for his first out here in the bottom of the 4th. He'll fire home. The fastball called, strike 1 low. Hammond has runners at first and second. Nobody gone in the bottom of the 4th. They trail 4-2. It's now 7 up at the dish. Sam Painter awaits on deck. Preston Springs, if it gets that far, is in the hole. Waite shows bunt. However, Adger steps off yet again. This time, both runners with shorter leads retreat back to their bags. Should be a fun day tomorrow. Games on tap. It'll be Miller and Lugoff Elgin. Lexington will play Cardinal Newman. River Bluff gets this Hammond team, or no, Airport gets the Hammond team as a bunt attempt is swung on and missed at strike 2. And AC Flora will get River Bluff to cap off the day. Should be another great day here at the Classic. That should really move quite along, and we'll get a better idea of who's going to be representing the brackets on Thursday.
I'm looking forward to the Flora River Bluff.
Should be a great nightcap. Time is called from Waite. You know, my game of the day prediction was correct. It was Airport in River Bluff. My game of the day tomorrow prediction is AC Flora River Bluff. And my early game of the day on Wednesday is AC Flora Airport. However, keep an eye on Lexington and Miller. After Miller looked dominant today, I'm curious how ready they'll be for a strong Lexington team. The 0-2 is tapped foul, as that will give Freight to stay alive. There's a very real chance that this game could be very, very close between Lexington and Miller, a game that potentially, at this point, looks like it's going to lead to who's going to be representing that side of the bracket. Of course, you got to play the games, so you never know, but it'll be very telling. Second time called by Waite. Home plate umpire has given him now 2 straight. Oh yeah, I can look at the stream rate. That's my job. You're in command of the camera.
Yeah.
Probably easier for you, huh?
Yeah.
The 0-2, swung on and missed. Sinker on the outside edge, gets Waite to swing. It's out number 1 here in the 4th. That one's pretty good too.
Yeah, that was nice.
Hasta la vista. Well, now Sam Painter comes up for the second time tonight.
Number 15,
Painter walked his first go-around. He came home to score off of the error back an inning ago. Righty on, lefty, 1 away. Painter awaits in the left-handed box. Johnson fires the first pitch. Sinker away. It's ball 1, excuse me. I want to call it a strike. Can I call it a strike, Jeff?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Just switch it on the scorebook.
Sounds good. Badger's making his 7th appearance of the season. He's 1-0 after he got the win against Camden in Game 2. Badger has a 4.45 ERA over 11 innings pitched. He steps off yet again, trying to keep the runner close at second is Lundy, but so far no avail of getting him out. Well, the temperature, you know, is furnace hot about 3 hours ago. Now it's getting pretty cold. Well, not cold, but cooling off quickly.
Cool enough. Feels good, though.
I mean, it's as of now, another step off the mound as Hammond seems like after the 5th time Adger's done that now, it seems like they've gotten it down to a pat. Adger started stepping and they started yelling back. Got to give them credit. They picked it up.
Yeah.
One and oh, the count, 1 gone. Adger continues looking at second. Now he comes home. The off speed stays away. It's ball 2. The 6-time Skeeza champions trying to notch a win here in the Forest Acres Classic against the hosting AC Flora Falcons. They trail 4-2. The pitcher, Madger Johnson, runs inside and hits Painter, I think, on the shin protector. That'll load him up here with 1 out. Lundy started the inning with a walk. It was a hit from James Lay, and now a hit by pitch to Sam Painter loads him up for the 9-hole Preston Springs.
First base, number 25, Charlie Allen.
Charlie Allen will pitch run for the pitcher, a courtesy run for the pitcher, Sam Painter. Now Preston Springs. The senior looking for a signature moment. Last season he hit .510. This season not as fortunate, .295, but it's hard to be that unfortunate when you hit over 500 last year. First pitch is away, it's ball 1. Righty on lefty as the left-hander steps into the box, and you don't want to give the man on deck a chance, Cole Babick. The 1-0, called, strike 1, fastball touches the inside part of the plate. One and 1, the count, 1 gone. The left-handed Springs awaits. The right-hander fires. The off-speed stays away, it's ball 2. Falcons don't have anyone working up in the bullpen. Seems like it's going to be Adgers to go. Adger size and comes home, the 2-1. Called strike 2, fastball on the inside part of the plate. Puts the count even at 2s. Falcons have a team ERA of 2.43, trying to keep their first earned run on the base pass here. 2s on the way. That one's popped to the left side. Lafitte, the third baseman, trickles over, but he will watch it sail to the forestry, this time with no play. Falcons usually only allow 3.5 runs per game. Seems like the Skyhawks are on track to knock in a couple more than the average for AC Flora. 2-2, 1 out. The pitch. Fastball stays away, it'll fill her up. 3-2, 1 out, nowhere to put Springs. The bases are loaded. Springs awaits in the left-handed box, where Adger throws back to third. Not in time. Lundy will get back in. Again, on deck is the ever-so-dangerous sophomore, Colt Babick. The sophomore has 5 homers. You just don't want him up in this spot. Got to get the out here, the payoff. That one's popped to the left side. It goes out of play yet again. What a battle here from the 9-hole Springs. Yeah, Babick along with those 5 homers, 17 RBIs. The leadoff hitter doesn't get a chance to get many, but 17's impressive. The payoff, one more time. That one's lined to the right center field. That will be in the gap for extra bases. Hammond will tie this game. One will score. Coming around second is Lay. Getting the windmill around third, Charlie Allen. The relay throw is not made. A 3 RBI double for Springs gives the Skyhawks the lead. That was laced into left center, right center field. No chance for Scott or Choate. Springs clears the bases. The damage could potentially be added to. It's Colt Babick up. Righty on righty, 1 away. Now Hammond has a 5-4 lead here at Falcon Field, looking to upset the hosting AC Flora Falcons, as Coach Hallett will now talk to Adger. And that may do it for Johnson. His final line is not yet there, but we'll be right back. The Falcons making a pitching change here at the Forest Acres Classic. Hammond takes their first lead of the game. It's 5-4. We return. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. After the Falcons jumped on the Skyhawks, they've come roaring back, and Hammond now has a 5-4 lead against AC Flora. Falcons will bring in their top reliever, Monty Lafitte. The right-hander will try to get through the top of the Hammond order as Colt Babick steps in. He watches the knuckle curve catch the outside part of the zone. It's strike one. Well, Monty being called upon is no small thing in his last 2 games. 6 2/3 of scoreless baseball from Monty Lafitte. The right-hander on the bump will deal to the right-hander at the dish. The 0-1 comes home. The knuckle curve misses wide. It's ball 1. The junior boasting a 1.61 ERA in his 5 appearances. The right-hander's looking to keep Flora at a 1-run deficit. The 1-1. Called strike 1. Fastball on the outside edge puts it at 1-2. Of course, Colt Babick coming in scorching hot as well. 7 of his last 15. He's 0 for 2 tonight, though. A strikeout swinging and a pop-out. It's 1-2. Lafitte looking back, the runner at second. He'll come home. The pitch just misses a hair outside. It's ball 2. That one didn't miss by much, Jeff.
No, that was pretty close.
Springs getting a pretty big lead over at second. He has 6 stolen bases so far this year. Trails Babick, of course, because Babick leads this team in feel like everything that matters other than RBIs and doubles. It's one of the weirdest things. I mean, this kid leads it. Average on-base percentage, runners, batting averages, runners in scoring position, homers, doubles, triples, or no, doubles is Croft, excuse me. 2-2 missed wide, it's ball 3. Walks, stolen bases, pretty much every offensive category other than doubles and RBIs is led by Colt Babick. It's pretty good for a sophomore.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Roper comes and talks to Monty. It's a 3-2 count with only 1 gone. First base is open, but it's the heart of the Hammond order after him. You want to get through this. Roper playing a bit closer to second now. Springs goes back. Now he gets a couple more over. Monty staring him down, and he'll come home. He goes. That one high, fly ball into left field. Left center field, excuse me. Charlie Scott ranges back. He'll have room in deep center. Makes the one-handed grab for the second out. The relay to third, not in time. Nice job from Chetwood to stop that ball. Looks like it was on a hop going past him. However, Babick looked like he got a hold of it, just died at the warning track. As I've said in all our tournament games today, feels like that's the story of this tournament. However, then Charlie Scott broke that trend with a homer. So a long fly out for Babick for out number 2. Now it's Ben Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick technically brought 2 runners home off the air an inning ago. He's also struck out swinging. 0 for 2 if you do the math. There's some stuff to add tonight, Jeff. I actually have all the everyone's batting averages, runners in scoring position, because I'm a nerd and that's what I do.
Yeah.
I wanted to use a stat, and I spent a lot long. Do you want to know why I spent so long on the stats for this? Because that's why I spent so much time on it.
Jeez.
Yeah, it took way longer. 0-1, or first pitch, excuse me. Now it's 0-1, called strike 1 on the outside edge.
That was pretty.
It was. So, because that means I have to go basically every inning, play-by-play, to see if the running was in scoring position. It probably added a couple hours to my stat stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. The 0-1. Hard ground to the shortstop, waiting back on it's Joe Ray. He bobbles it, recovers. The throw to first is in time for out number 3. Joe Ray's been a sure glove at short, and a minor slip-up does not cost him. The Falcons get out of the inning, but not before the Skyhawks take the lead off a bases-clearing double from Preston Springs. It's 5-4. Skyhawks go on to the 5th. Welcome in back to the Midlands. It's a 5-4 lead for the Skyhawks. Trying to pull an upset here against AC Flora. They lead 5-4, and we begin the top of the 5th. Yeah, you heard me right. Falcons are the designated away team this game. Of course, Jeff and I are the home for the whole Forest Acres Classic streaming-wise. Such a fun spring break tournament that's done every year. The 20th anniversary of the first one, the 19th annual because of COVID. Boo COVID.
Boo COVID.
Boo COVID. Oh, middle of the order, or bottom of the order, excuse me, for AC Flora. It's Monty Lafitte leading off. Takes the fastball in tight for ball 1. You can start seeing me starting to slip on my words a little more than usual. It's been a long day. I've been here for almost now 12 hours. Pretty darn close. Don't worry, I will hit that mark probably about the 6th inning.
Should I zoom in on Monty tying the shoe?
You should. I could like see you doing it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is like, if y'all gotta come to the, y'all have gotta come, you know, to the to Falcon Field so you can see this setup I have. It looks like a professional. The 1-0. Fastball low, ball 2.
I think everybody always doubles after they tie their shoe during an at bat.
I really hope so. Monty singled his last at bat. He's also flown out. He was thrown out or typically tagged out at third, forced out at third as part of the double play that ended the inning.
I'm feeling a slice down the right field line.
Or no, he was actually thrown at third. The fastball called, strike 1 on the outside edge. He was thrown at third after the bunt from Joe Ray went to third.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. There's the win that we all know and hate.
Yeah, there it is.
It's been blowing most of the day, and it's been pretty quiet these last couple innings. However, picks back up. Fastball upstairs, misses high. It's now 3-1. Monty would love to work a walk. He's worked only 1 this season. I was ready for the plastic bag to come my way, and it kind of stopped in the middle. The 3-1. That one's popped to the right side. It's going to go out of play in a hurry. It'll be a full count incoming now to Monty Lafitte. 3-2, nobody gone here in the top 5th. Falcons trailing for the first time this game with the bats. See if they can respond to the Skyhawks. The payoff. Misses high for ball 4. Lafitte works the walk and now puts the tying run on the base pass for Flora. It's Painter's 5th walk of the night, as there is some action over in the Skyhawk bullpen. However, he's being shielded by a couple parents, so I can't see his number. Of course, that is former AC Flora Falcon Grant Loggins warming him up.
23?
23? Uh-huh. Wow, what, you must love me. I don't know how the heck you saw that. You're also a lot taller than me.
I saw 3 and then the 2, and I put it together that it was 23.
You're also a lot taller than me, so that does help. Sorry, I gotta bite through the wind to make sure I can see what it is. You sure? Oh, it's probably a youngster that I don't have my roster because I didn't put in the youngsters on the roster.
Let me double check.
For Hammond. It could be 20. I mean, it very well could be. They added some roster members today. Well, righty on ready for Paul Choate. Pick off back to first. He got him leading, and he's got under the tag. Oh. Wow.
I lied. It's 20.
That makes sense. It's Will Freight.
I didn't get that on camera.
It was a pickoff back at first that looked to be in time, but however, it looks like we got past the tag. I do this every time. Where did I lose my phone? I just had it. I've lost multiple things these days. Pickoff back to first. Not in time. Who would we say was courtesy running for Lafitte? I didn't write it down with my talks with Coach Dorsey. Do you remember who that looks like?
I mean,
first pitch to Choate is popped to the right side, foul out of play.
Hey, Montague. Who's pinch running?
I would look at
Lucas Price.
Lucas. Thank you.
Lucas? Okay.
Awesome. That's what I said.
There you go.
I know this team just as well as you do, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Not as good as working the score bug as you are, though. Yeah. Oh, and won the count. There we go.
Well, I created the score bug, so.
You were the creator of the score bug. A great pickoff move from Painter. That was right where I needed to be. Unfortunately, Lamont couldn't glove it. Stink Price would have been safe either way, but was close. 0-1 is high. It's ball one. The 1-1 on the way. Fastball upstairs, ball two. Lay wanted to snap back to first, but he did hold the ball. It's now 2-1 the count. Nobody gone here in the top of the fifth. Falcons trailing by one with Paul Choate at the dish. Paul is 1 for 1 with a single, and he's gotten hit. He swings through a heater on the outside edge. It's 2-2. Freight is warming up, one of the go-to pitchers for the Skyhawks. Potentially could be in a big spot here if Hammond decides to go with them. 2's on the way. Fastball over the head. The snap back to first is gloved by Lamont, not in time to get Price. It'll be a full count incoming here to Paul Choate. It was a full count walk last time to Monty Lafitte. Paul Choate gonna try to base hit ball 4. Pick off back at first. Not in time. Price dives back safely, who's been getting better and better at not not falling. I found my phone, Jeff. It's under my computer.
Okay.
And I put it on top of the cooler.
All right, good job.
Because you know.
Good job by you.
I try. The payoff. Way high, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to lead off the inning. Gives the Falcons a chance to try to strike back here against the Skyhawks. It'll be Joe Ray now up, with runners at first and second. However, this will be called time for the first time. It may be all for Painter, who's pitched a great game up to this point.
Yeah, interesting. Bottom of the order, do you let your next guy get it? Oh, no,
Yeah, you
it's
do.
going.
We'll be right back. Chicken Dance and new pitcher. Welcome back to Falcon Field. It's a 5-4 lead for the Skyhawks here, as they're the designated home team this evening. However, trouble's a-brewing. 2 on, nobody out for the 9-hole Joe Ray before the lineup flips over. The Skyhawks will bring on the junior Will Freight, making his 7th appearance of the season. Righty on righty, corners are in for Joe Ray. Joe's already tried to get a bunt past the Skyhawks. He shows bunt late, he pops it right back foul. It's 0-1. Looking at Freight, his 7th appearance, he has a 2-1 record on the year with a 4.46 ERA. 14 strikeouts compared to 17 walks, so Falcons need to take advantage. 0-1 the count. Still corners on the grass, and Joe Ray shows bunt right away yet again. One of the best bunters for Flora, showing his hand. He puts it down right back, the 0-1s beautifully right back to Freight. The only play is at first, and he makes it. But the Falcons put the go-ahead runner at second and the tying run at third with only 1 out to the top of the order.
Now batting for the Birds, number 18, Charlie.
Well, it's been a tale of 3 at-bats for Charlie. First at-bat, saw 1 pitch, put it over the left center field wall. Second at-bat, struck out swinging. The third at-bat, grounded to a double play. The duality of baseball is beautiful.
Let's get back to the home run.
I like that as well. Righty on righty. 1 out. Scott takes the changeup inside, called strike 1. Nice pitch there from Waite. Trying to figure out who they put in left if Waite's now on the mound. Or Freight, no, excuse me, it's Freight. Yeah, okay. Excuse me. It's Will Freight. There we go. I'm right.
Freight.
I promise. Eventually. I messed myself up. I know I was gonna get mixed up. Freight and Waite. It's not my fault.
You did call that.
The 0-1 call, strike 2, curveball on the inside part of the plate.
Huh.
Well, I told the Lexington pair they had a Colin Bright and a Logan Blight. I said I might mess that up one time. I didn't actually, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. 0-2 to Scott. Runners at second and third with only 1 out. The righty comes home. The heater misses high. It's ball 1. Now James Lay is going to come and talk to his right-handed pitcher. Lay's had a good day at the plate so far here for the Skyhawks. 2 for 2. Scored one of the 5 runs, I guess. He's been solid behind the dish as well. You know, 1 bad pitch would tie this game. One, 2, 1 out. The leadoff, Charlie Scott, trying to give Flora the lead with 1 swing of the bat. He'll wheel deal. Waite throws a changeup over the head of Scott, and now it's 2-2. Freight coming off of a season where he only pitched 6 innings last season for Hammond, now has been called upon for 15 2/3. See how this gets to him. The 2-2. Curveball is spoiled. Nice job from Charlie Scott to stay alive. It'll stay 2-2. When you just got the end of the bat for Scott, looked like it was going to be curveball, swing and miss, strike 3, but the center fielder stays in. On deck if it gets that far, it is Zach Sneed. The 2-2. That one's muscled off the hands, going to the left side. Puddin ranging over. Does he make the play? No, he did not. Just ran out of room at the end. Honestly, if that cage wasn't there, he might have made
it. Yeah, he would have made that last week.
It's a weird thing to think about, you know. If that
chopped 18 inches off the field.
18 inches, and now, however, he probably wouldn't have to slide. He would just run into the fencing, which
his teammates could have held him up, and
he would have looked like a hero.
Oh man!
Said it's 2-2.
All right, I like this way better.
The pitch, Scott lines that one over the third base bag, gloved by Croft. Oh my goodness! It's out number 1, but it ties the game at 5. Oh my goodness! What a backhand from Puddin for out number 2. The Falcons do get the tying run across as there's now 2 away.
I mean, that's 2 runs and a triple maybe for Charlie.
Maybe not a triple because it was left field, but.
Yeah, it's just in the corner.
Jeez.
So far off the line.
So you've seen some incredible defensive plays today. That one's up there with all of them.
Yeah.
As I said, over the third base bag, I had to go below my monitor when I saw Puddin with the ball. Well, it's the left-handed Zach Snead up for the 4th time today. Snead's 1 for 2 with a double, a ground out, and a walk. The right-handed Freight will wind and deal. The first pitch to Snead is a fastball right down Broadway. It's strike 1. That earned run will go against Painter, I might add, so his day is technically not done. They got a runner attached to him over at second. The right-hander deals the 0-1. That one's grounded over to the shortstop, Kirkpatrick. Curl hops, the throw to first, in time, side retired. Will take a bow, Puddin. If he doesn't glove that on the backhand, Flora's probably got the lead. Instead, it's 5-5 going to the bottom of the 5th when we come back. Welcome back here. It's day 1 of the Forest Acres Classic, and we got a thriller on our hands. 5-5 game going to the bottom of the 5th.
Number 1, Jack Kroll.
After a shaky first inning, the Skyhawks have battled back to tie the game after, well, take the lead as well. As now Monty Lafitte throws his first pitch. Knuckle curve called strike 1 against Puddin low in the zone. It's back and forth. Falcons jumped up 3-0, went to a 3-2 lead before they jumped 4-2. And the Skyhawks put 3 across last inning to have the 5-4 advantage. Falcons answered back. Now the 0-1's grounded back to Lafitte. He knocks it down on the bump and throws it to first. There's one away. Why are you laughing over there?
Well, it's just nice to have a really good infielder as the pitcher, too.
Usually that does help, yes. I'm glad we are in agreement.
Yeah.
Now batting number 3, Brewer
Can
Lamont.
play any position on the infield.
Well, Puddin's day so far is 0 for 2 as he'll retreat. Brewer Lamont is currently 0 for 2 as well. A fly out to center and a fly out to right. Righty on righty, Lafitte will whale and deal. First pitch called, strike 1. That knuckle curve broke beautifully in the middle of the zone. Lamont, one of the couple seniors on this team. He awaits the 0-1 knuckle curve, slips out of the hand. It'll go all the way to the wall, ball 1.
Sub 60 miles an hour.
55 to be exact. That one may be just a pure knuckleball.
Yeah.
I'm not sure to really differentiate the ball. See, it's easy when I have this monitor. That's what's going to make change on low for strike 2. Usually when I speed miles per hour, I can probably differentiate in live. What you get Falcons and all points. Have to be 100% accurate. The count comes home. He misses inside. It'll be 2-2. So 2-2 the count. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. A 5-5 game after the Skyhawks came back, took the lead, and Flora responded to the top of the 5th. The 2-2. That one missed low and inside. Ball 3. Lamont worked it full after falling behind 1-2. After Lamont, it is Worth Lundy before James Lay in the hole. Skyhawks would love to get those two up in this inning. We'll at least get Lundy up. We're hopefully going to get Lay. I hope they're not. Tall time called by Lamont. Lamont comes in looking for a hit over his last 16. The payoff. That one's lined right back up the middle and right on cue. He breaks that streak. It's a one-out single that gets the Skyhawks on the base pass here in the 5th.
Yeah, don't do that again, Alex.
I'll try not to.
The announcers reverse jinx.
Well, you know, sometimes I can only do so much. Well, Adger Johnson, his final line is done. He pitched 2/3 innings. He got 3 earned runs off of 2 hits. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 1 hit batter. Now a pick off to first, not in time as Lamont dives back safely. It's Worth Lundy at the plate here for the 3rd time. He has walked and singled so far. Got to get him off the base pass, Jeff. The 0 and 0. Called strike 1, fastball on the outside edge. You know, I remember the pickoff as like a first pitch, and I was like, that's not right. And then I realized why it wasn't right. Time called, I think, by Hernandez this time after Lundy was out of the box. Now everyone looks to get back into position. Infield a little offset to the left. Roper playing towards the second base bag. Pickoff back at first. Not in time, but nice move there. Almost got Lamont. Brewer Lamont, 5 stolen bags so far this season for the Skyhawks. Another pickoff back. That was a little closer, but still not in time to get Lamont. My favorite one is when the pitchers kind of snap quickly after you know the guy starts his lead.
Yeah.
That was where Lafitte tried that. It nearly worked. 0-1 the count, 1 gone. Runner at first for the Skyhawks in a 5-5 game in the bottom of the 5th. Runner goes, the pitch, swung and fouled straight back into the inning. It'll be 0-2. Lamont will have to go all the way back to first. Well, the biggest win of the season for the Skyhawks as of now is White Knoll, I believe. They could get a very much signature win right here against AC Flora. Or no, excuse me, that was Cardinal Newman's signature win against White Knoll. Hammond is 11-5. Probably their best win, I'd have to assume, is Augusta Christian. That ball right back at Monty. Lafitte could be 2. On to second for 1. To first, double play, 1-4-3. Lafitte gets out of the jam as I was not even looking when that ball was hit. And it stays 5-5. We got a close ball game here, folks. Tied going to 6 at Falcon Field. Welcome back to Falcon Field. It's a 5-5 game here in the end of day one of the Forest Acres Classic. The Skyhawks trying to get a signature win against the second-ranked team in 4A in the state. Falcons trying to avoid an upset bid. It's righty on righty. Roper Wensky leads it off for AC Flora, and first pitch he pops it into the infield to the right side. The first baseman, Lamont, comes into foul ground. He'll make the play for out number one. Roper had to avoid him and did a successful job, but it's still out number one.
Up next for the Falcons, number 21, Tyler Hernandez.
Now Tyler Hernandez up yet again. The Falcons trying to get some offense, and this is a kid that really could produce. Tyler, though, slower day. He's only 0 for 1 with a pop out. He's also walked and had a sacrifice bunt. The right-hander comes home to the lefty. It's ball one, a fastball low. Freight wheels and deals. The 1-0 called, strike one. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. We'll do up. It's Wensky, Hernandez, and Bremer. Wensky has already popped out in foul territory into the first baseman. Now the 1-1 to Hernandez skips in. It's now 2-1. Of course, we'll be back right here tomorrow for a full another day of baseball starting at 11 a.m. and ending whenever Flora and River Bluff finish. 2-1. That one's popped to the left side of the infield. This one in fair territory. Puddin ranges over towards that third base line. It makes the two-handed grab. There's two away. The Falcons need some offense here. Trying to break this tie at 5. See if Rohan Bremer can do it, who's been as solid as anybody on the box here tonight. A double and a triple and 3 RBIs. It's pretty good. Righty on righty, 2 away. Freight comes home and he misses low with the changeup. It's 1-0. The 1-0. That one's foul tipped into the glove, an upstairs heater. It's now 1-1. Well, Rohan now added to his lead of RBIs in this team. 26 coming into today, or 23 coming into today. He's picked up 3 to make it 26. The 1-1's golfed into the glove of the third baseman, Puddin. A defensive showcase from Jack Croft today at third, keeping the Skyhawks in this game, taking another extra base hit away from AC Flora. It's a 5-5 game going to the bottom of the 6th here on Definite Fiction, coming down to the wire. All right, welcome back here to Falcon Field. It's 5-all in the bottom of the 6th. Jack Croft just made another defensive play. Got to star that one yet again on my score sheet. Him and Monty Lafitte have kept this game at 5-5 when it easily could have been 15-15. Instead, now it's Monty Lafitte on the hill, going to try to keep these Falcons tied with the Skyhawks as Hammond has a chance to try to unbreak this tie. They'll get 6, 7, and 8. It's James Lay to lead it off. Righty on righty as Lay grounds up onto the right side under the diving glove of Zach Sneed. A leadoff single for Hammond. Lay's had a great game so far today. That's now his third hit of the day, a single, all of them. So now the go-ahead runner on the base pass here. It'll be Everett Edens coming into courtesy run for the catcher Lay.
Now batting for Hammond, number 12, Jackson Bozard.
So pitch hitting for Waite is Jackson Bozard. Bozard coming in. He doesn't have a ton of at-bats for this Hammond team. However, when he has one, he makes it count. 7 for 13 with 5 RBIs. He comes into the box, and this right-handed showdown with the man on first and nobody gone. Lafitte fires the fastball. Called strike one on the low part of the zone. The snapback dart, the first is not in time. Edens dives in safely. Yeah, the junior, mostly a pitcher. We'll see him later in this tournament, posting a 1.40 ERA. But at the plate, he's coming along. The 0-1. That one's tipped foul to the backstop. It'll be 0-2, a heater away. Over at first, Edens, 4 stolen bags, the senior. If he can steal one, he can get into scoring position for Hammond, who is looking to get the top of the order up. Bozard's hitting 7. Of course, Painter on deck in 8, and Springs in the 9-hole, who's already had a big-time knock this game. Another pick off to first, not in time. If it gets that far, top of the order looms after that. It's Babick, who is, ready and waiting to make a splash here in this tournament. Another pickoff back to first is late. Seems like Lafitte's trying to keep Everett Edens close, however, has not been able to get him out yet. Edens with a pretty small lead here. The 0-2 on the way home. Fastball elevated for ball 1. Count is 1-2, nobody gone. Lafitte wheels and deals the pitch. That one lined in the left center field, gonna be a tough play, and that is not run down, it'll drop. Picking it up is Charlie Scott, the strong throw to second, not in time. That ball could have easily gone for extra bases instead. It'll be Bozard's 8th hit of the season. And now there's runners at first and second for the Skyhawks. Courtesy runner comes back in. I think it's Jackson Waite who returns.
Running at first base, number 27, Jackson Waite.
So Waite was supposed to hit in that spot. Bozard pitch hit.
Number 20,
and now
Will
it's
Freight.
going to be another pitch hitter. It'll be Will Freight in for Painter. So Painter's day is done.
No, it's the pitcher, okay.
Yeah. My score sheet looks like something out of the ordinary. We're making it work. Try to use different colors when pitch hitters come in, but you never know. Well, righty on righty, first and second for the Skyhawks. Still nobody out. Freight will just go ahead and show bunt here. Corners crash, but Lafitte looks back the runner at second. Well, the last time we've seen a couple of bunts, some have worked, some have not. Joe Ray put one down. And there was an out at third. Freight shows bunt. Lafitte comes home. The first pitch bunted to the right side. That's exactly what he needed to do. Lafitte will tag him out. Tries to throw to third. He got him off the bag. Did he get him at third? Not in time. What a play. Chetwood dove and tagged at the same time. Just missed him. It's a sacrifice bunt for the first out. Runners at now second and third for the man who's already done his job today, Preston Springs. Springs had a bases clearing double his last go around. He's also walked. First base is open, but of course the dangerous Colt Babick awaits on deck.
I want to see more camera angles of that play at third.
That was incredible. I think he was safe, but it wasn't by much. Righty on lefty, the first pitch from Lafitte. Knuckle curve right down Broadway, strike one. So Springs was the last batter Adger Johnson faced back in the 4th inning. So this is his first time seeing Lafitte, which means Babbitt will get his second crack at Lafitte next go around. Infield comes in for the Falcons. Lafitte will pick off third. It's a good move, but not in time. Diving back safely is Edens. Again, the go-ahead runner for the Skyhawks, 90 feet away. It's 5-5, one gone. A runner at second as well for Hammond, who's trying to upset AC Flora and snap their 6-game winning streak. The 0-1, showing bunt, the suicide squeeze to the third base side. It's good. Lafitte across his body. The first is in time. But what a job. The suicide squeeze works. Hammond gets the lead back. It's 6-5. Nobody was ready for that one. That's one where Chetwood's gonna have to break with the runner if they want any chance to come home with it. He did not. Lafitte made the strong throw to first. It's good for out number 2. But Hammond does grab the lead, meaning AC Flora needs to respond in the 7th or Hammond will have upset AC Flora. Well, it's Colt Babbitt at the dish, righty on, righty 2 away. Lafitte comes home, the knuckle curve stays inside, ball 1. For Flora next inning, it's 6, 7, and 8. Hernandez, Lafitte, and Choate. One and 0. Lafitte fires Babbitt right back where it came from. That's a big insurance run, goes into center. An RBI single for Babbitt. It's now a 7-5 lead Hammond. He finally makes an impact.
Now batting number 2, Ben.
Babbitt an RBI single right back up the middle. It's his first hit of the tournament. And now there's a runner at first, 2 gone here for Ben Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick 0 for 3, reached on the air, a ground out, and struck out swinging. Falcons, who have held teams to under 4 runs per game, have allowed 7 here today. Babbitt goes first pitch high, ball 1. The fastball, no throw from Hernandez as Babbitt takes second. Now another insurance run in scoring position here for the Skyhawks. Ben Kirkpatrick looking to do the honors. 1-0 the count. Lafitte will come home. The fastball's away, it's ball 2. Kirkpatrick has 14 RBIs so far this season. Babbitt now has 18 on the year after that single into center. The 2-0 from Monty. Knuckle curve misses wide, it's ball 3. Well, with how pitching works in this tournament, you really don't want to have to throw another arm if you're AC Flora, but got to start wondering when that becomes a thought in Coach Hallett's mind.
Intentional walk.
Yeah, they're just going to put Kirkpatrick on, but it doesn't get any easier. It's put him.
Now batting number 1, Jack Croft.
Runners at first and second, 2 gone for the RBI leader, Jack Croft. Croft is 0 for 2, though, a ground out and a line out. He's walked back in the first. The Skyhawks have roared back, scoring 5 of the last 6 runs. First pitch to Croft is high, elevated fastball, it's ball 1. The Falcons have won their last 3 against Hammond, 2023, 2022, and 2019. Hammond looking poised for an upset here. The 1-0. Knuckle curve hits the dirt, ball 2. Last time we played, Croft went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Gotta imagine he's thinking about that right now. The 2-0 from Monty. That one's on the ground to the third base side, just left of the bag, foul. That would have been extra bases after Croft has been there multiple times tonight, stealing them from AC Flora. He just misses one himself. 2-1 the count, 2 gone. Runners at first and second for Hammond, who have a 7-5 lead over AC Flora. Lafitte fires. The 2-1 is popped to the left side. It's going to go in the foul ground. Chetwood looking for room, and he runs out of it. It'll be a 2-2 count now with 2 outs. Deuces are wild here. The 2-2. That one's poked into right field, going over his choke towards the line. He has room, and he'll make the one-handed grab in deep right for out number 3. Well, the Falcons need 2. They trail 7-5. Can they do it? We'll find out right here when we return. Welcome back to Falcon Field. Hammond, after putting 2 across in the bottom of the 6th, needs 3 outs to get a signature win here in 2025. AC Flora looking to come from behind and win one here. Freight returns to the bump. It's righty on righty. Dylan Hernandez digs in. Falcons had a little meeting before this half inning. We'll see what happens here. The first pitch hits Hernandez on the elbow. Looks like a curveball got away from Freight. So that will bring up the tying run to the plate with nobody out. That's a good start, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Runner on first.
Freight trying to work into his 3rd inning. Freight has pitched 2 scoreless, a lot of help. Well, 2, excuse me, skewed with 1 run. A lot has been helped by, of course, that 3rd baseman Puddin over there, who's on the infield grass. They are very much aware how Coach Hallett plays. Oh, Rick Scott will come in and pitch run, a courtesy run, I guess. So Monty Lafitte into the box, righty on righty. Rick Scott at first. Doesn't go, the first pitch in tight, ball 1, a fastball.
Oh, you got to have 2, so there's no need to go.
Correct. I was just curious, first pitch they try to run. Try to avoid the double play ball. The 1-0. Called strike 1, fastball low. On deck, it's Paul Choate in the hole, Joe Ray. Falcons need 2 to stay alive, 3 to take the lead here against the Skyhawks late. Pickoff back at first. Riggs slides back safely. Just killed my first mosquito of the weekend, of the week.
Congratulations.
Well, my first one that was trying to take blood from me, I guess. Is there a better way to put it? 1-1 the count, long pause. Freight will fire. That one's fouled back by Lafitte. It'll be 1-2. It's not 7, excuse me, wrong thing. Done that multiple times this game.
What'd you do?
Hit the Hammond run.
Ooh, don't do that.
Luckily, it does not matter what I do. I'm pretty sure the official scorekeeper will not be looking at definite fiction when making their final score input. Lafitte behind 1-2. He awaits the pitch. That one's lifted into center field. Babbitt's got a read on it. Goes back toward the warning track and makes the grab for out number 1. Looks like Lafitte got ahead of the off speed. Lifted it. It's good for out number 1. And now Paul Choate is due up here. Choate so far has reached base all 3 times, has walked, been hit by a pitch, and singled this evening. First pitch from Freight, high and tight, ball 1. Freight does have the ability for a lot of walks. He's walked 17 people so far this season. He surrendered 2 so far tonight, or 3, excuse me. Choate shows bunt, the 1-0 is low. Lay dropped it, however, Riggs couldn't get far enough off first, so it's 2-0. Yeah, Freight's allowed 1 earned run, 1 hit to the Falcons. 3 walks, and he's hit a batter. However, he's currently in line for the win. On the flip side, Monty Lafitte is in line for the loss for AC Flora. Of course, it all depends if AC Flora can get a couple back here. The 2-0. Fastball wide, ball 3. On deck, it's Joe Ray, but then the dangerous part of the lineup turns over. In the hole, it would be Charlie Scott, and it looks like actually Lucas Beal getting ready to pitch hit on deck. The 3-0, Choate shows butt, call, strike 1. Fastball touches the inside part of the zone. Of course, you've got to believe Charlie is just itching to get back. He started this game with a homer, had extra bases stolen from him his last at-bat. The 3-1. Ball 3, ball 4 inside. Hammond cannot believe it. Jeff?
That pitch was better than the previous one.
I would agree.
The previous one looked like it was a ball, but that one, that was a good pitch.
Maybe a makeup call.
But, yeah. But he did face 4 balls and 1 strike in that at-bat.
Just not in the order they said.
Nah.
All right. Well, it'll be Lucas Beal pitch hitting for Joe Ray. Joe was 0 for 1 tonight with a fielder's choice. He's delivered 2 sacrifice bunts. Or he bunted foul, so I guess he's 0 for 2 technically.
Yeah, that would be pretty bold to have Joe Ray line to advance the time runs. And,
yeah, no, you think this is
take a chance.
Either you get to take a chance with Joe Ray or take the chance with Lucas Beal, and we'll see if the senior can deliver here in the top of the 7th. Falcons trail by 2, but the tying run over at first. It'll be Lucas Beal, who hasn't played in the last 2 weeks. He's 2 for 11 with 5 RBIs and a double. Choate at first, Riggs Scott at second. Righty on righty. Freight comes on, the first pitch. That one's popped to the right side of the infield. Going back is Lundy, the second baseman. They're calling infield fly. It's good for out number 2. Well, it all started with this man, Charlie Scott, taking a deep breath before he gets to the right-handed box. His 1 for 4. An RBI ground out last at bat, a double play, a strikeout swinging. However, he led the game off with a solo shot. Tying run at first. Go-ahead run at the plate. Righty on righty. Freight trying to get a win here for Hammond and knock off the number 2 team in 4A. First pitch is popped to the left side, and it will go out of play. Sorry, I didn't see Puddin move, and with the tent, I can't really see the pop-up.
Yeah, no, that was way back.
Okay, cool. I thought it was, and I got a context clues, and I saw Puddin kind of stop, and I said, well, that's either really good or really bad. It's good enough. On deck, if it gets that far, it's Zach Sneed, the Citadel commit. The 0-1. Charlie loops that one down the left field line. It just goes foul ahead of the off speed.
He almost took out Coach.
He was trying.
Jeez.
Falcons now down to their final strike. 0-2 the count, 2 gone. trying to stave off a Game 1 upset. We return here tomorrow night to face the Gators of River Bluff. Hammond will get the Airport Eagles. Count is 0-2, 2 gone. Freight will fire. Scott, he lets one go in the dirt. It skips past the catcher leg. It's right behind him. The Falcons will move 90 feet closer, and the tying run moves to scoring position. When there's a good miss and a bad miss, usually on an 0-2, you're trying to get a swing and a miss. You throw one out of the zone. However, that's not one of the ones you were looking to have. That one spiked into the dirt. A off-speed pitch that got away from the catcher leg. And now Charlie Scott really just needs a hit to the outfield, not even a well-hit ball to the outfield. Count is 1-2, 2 gone. Falcons always make it interesting late. It's never a dull moment here at Falcon Field. Freight will kick and deal. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball on the outside edge. The Skyhawks come to the Forest Acres Classic and knock off the host, AC Flora Falcons, by a final score of 7-5. Well, after a hot start for AC Flora, Hammond roars back. Comes from behind in the bottom of the 6th to win it. Well, the Falcons got some work to do, and they start tomorrow against River Bluff.
I like better when we win.
I do too. Well,
I'm going to go home and watch some B-team lacrosse.
I'm going to go home and sadly update these stats.
Dang. Like, big game of baseball, though, or big day of baseball.
I know.
That's fun.
A lot of fun. Well, the Falcons will get their 2 aces on the bump the next 2 days and look to bounce back. Norman last year lost the first game against Airport and ended up winning the next 2 to punch their ticket to the championship series. It's not all over. Falcons going to have some things go their way, though. Pretty much the big one is you have to have Hammond lose their next 2.
Yes.
You have to have Hammond lose their next 2, and you've got to win your next 2, and you're in. Of course, all that's easier said than done. As of course, Hammond coming out here at losers of 4 of their last 6. Didn't look like it tonight, I'll tell you that. Some big time hits and some big time moments. And they got to give a tip of the cap to Springs.
Coach.
Bases clearing double. Well, that'll do it from me and Jeff. I'll be right back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. The games start at 11. We'll go all day yet again. Wish me luck for some sleep, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night.